What's up, everybody? We are Under the Influenza, and in this episode, we have actually a very good friend of mine, met in 7th grade, Copper team.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it was either the first day of 7th grade or maybe the first week of 7th grade. But we had RE together, right,
yep.
Mr. McCormick?
Like study hall.
RE's like a reading class.
Back in middle school.
I saw you. It was it was the first week or the first day. I saw you crumble up a piece of paper.
Yep.
You Kobe'd it right into the trash, bro. I was like, oh man. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna make the basketball team, man. It's way too hard. It's tougher than I thought. But look at us now, man. You know, we made it.
Yep.
We made it through all the way through college.
Yep.
10 years later, here we are sipping some
Has
wine.
It been 10 years?
It's been probably longer than 10 years, I want to say, dude.
Has it been 10 years?
Yeah, think about it. 7th grade. How old were we in 7th grade?
11.
Yeah, I would say
12,
maybe like 13. Yeah, like 13.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, and now
When'd you
we're
graduate?
20. Now we're 25.
Graduated in 2013. What is it? In 3
was
years,
7
that's
years
a
ago.
10-year anniversary.
Yeah, I mean, think about the age. So we're 13 in 7th grade, and now we're 25. So now it's 12, dude. 12 years,
That's
bro.
ridiculous, man.
12 years, yeah.
I've known you for that long. That's
12 years, and now you're a wine guy, man. Brought us over some wine. Brought us
had
some
to.
Stella Rosa,
I had
dude.
to.
Now we're sipping
Gotta
wine
do
here.
it right.
Yeah, dude, I like it. I really like Stella Rosa, actually.
Stella Rosa is sweet.
I really like it. I'm not really much of a wine guy, I'm gonna be honest, but I like Stella Rosa. I'm trying to get into it, I guess. Like I'm trying to.
As you get older, like I've seen older people like they love wine. So I mean, it's not like I'm saying it out because older people like it, but
And I'm sure
wine
it's
is
like
good.
I'm sure it's like less calories too, right? Than like a beer or something
I
like
care
that.
less. You know, I'm still skinny, so I can still
You
care
don't
less
count no
about
calories, man. You don't count it. It's
I'll
really
just
good
play
though.
it.
I
I'll
really
just
like this
play it.
wine. We got the black, right? We got the Stella Rosa black and
the black.
and the red.
The red.
I kind of like the fizziness of the red,
Fizz.
like a little bit. It's not too overpowering or too much. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I really like it, dude. I mean, but I'm not. I don't know. Like what? What else are you? Are you just Stella Rosa or what? Like what?
I've tried the white wine. We talked about white wine earlier. I can't remember this one. It's like this tropical one. It's like with mangoes, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. That's one of my favorites. But I can't remember the name of it right now, off the top of my head.
It's a white wine, though. You said?
Yeah, it's a white wine. It's like tropical something. Like the name tropical's in the name. But as far as wine, I just stick to Stella.
Yeah,
but there's
Stella's
other
the
good wines
go-to.
out there. Yeah, there's other good wines out there. Don't get me wrong. I've tried it. I just don't know the names. But I
Yeah.
just remember Stella because that's the one I constantly go back to. And I can drink it all the
That's
time.
a good one, yeah, dude.
Yeah, so-
Dave bought. I don't even know what
Some
this
weird
is. To be
one. I
honest.
think it's like-
Phantom. Yeah.
Phantom.
Yeah.
It's good. It's bitter, but it's good.
Yeah, it's bitter. It's definitely not as sweet, and I
Yeah.
don't really. That's like that goes back to you being the wine guy. Like
Yeah.
you were pretty much the only one that kind of liked it. You like it? You?
Not really, no.
I was able to drink it, but I mean, I can drink wine, so I mean, it's an acquired taste, just like beer. We
Yeah.
talked about that earlier. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, everything's an acquired taste usually, actually. So
I want to get into it though. Like I want to. I think it's just fancier, you know. I feel like a little bit more like
Yeah.
like proper, like and you know, and maybe I mean drinking it now. I mean we've had a couple before we start all this,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I don't feel like bloated. I don't feel like
no, nothing like that.
nothing,
That's why I like wine. I mean, it mellows you out. That's why I drink wine. It relaxes you. So like you get a little buzz, obviously, but I mean, it relaxes you. So I mean, I usually have a good night's sleep whenever I drink wine. So, I mean, I love it, man. So I'm not gonna get tired of nothing like that today
good.
or nothing like
Yeah.
that. But we're gonna have a good time. I'm getting ready to get up into it.
I know. Get ready for that beer review at the end.
I'm ready for that too. Let's get it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it all, man.
We'll do that beer review. But earlier too, before we started, we were talking about kind of like the PS5 and the Xbox.
PS5 and Xbox. That's a good debate. That's a huge debate that's been going on for ever since gaming
what's it gonna
systems
be?
since what 2000. When the first Xbox dropped? I can't even remember. Microsoft dropped that back in.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Gotta
I
be
remember.
like 04.
04? Has it
Maybe
been
a
that
little
long?
before.
Maybe before then, even
Before
because
that?
I remember the PS2 was out too. The PS2
was amazing.
PS1.
They have a lot of great games on PS2.
PS2, dude. I want to buy a PS2 just to go back and play all
I
the
don't
games
blame
at
you.
PS2.
I would like to do the same exact thing.
Dude,
I do not blame you.
I
They had-
know.
The first game I think I played on PS2 had to be Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Oh, dude,
that game is amazing.
Great game.
One of the greatest games I ever played till today. Like that's really one of the greatest games
Great
ever,
game.
bro.
It has everything, dude. The jetpacks and
Yeah, bro, the cheat codes. It's all about the cheat codes, man.
Yeah.
The up, down, square, circle, all that. Yeah, man.
dude, that was
bro.
fun, man. And and then you can get the girls. You can pick up some girls on the street and
You could
stuff. dude.
co-op in San Andreas, I think. You could
could?
co-op.
You
It
did?
was some
Yeah.
weird, it was like one of the only GTAs in story mode where you
I
could
think
play
you
two
could.
players. It was like a
I forgot
weird
who you
building.
play as though. That's the only thing I can't remember who you play
Yeah,
as.
I
It's
can't
always CJ.
remember.
I only remember CJ.
I think CJ was the San Andreas guy, right?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the main character.
But the co-op guy, that's what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
that's what I'm thinking. I was like, who could you play as? I don't know for a fact, but I
You
just
could shoot
remember playing as
hoops
CJ.
too, I remember, dude. You could pick up a ball.
Number one thing I love is customizing my car. The low riders and get the hydraulics on it, bro. That's the number one thing I love. Get the
Start
Dayton
bouncing.
rims.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Get the Dayton rims on it. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I used to love it. The paint job,
Yeah.
custom paint job on it, bro. My cars used to be looking clean, man. I'm telling you.
That's a fun game, dude. I remember
really
too,
was.
like getting away from the cops. All you had to do was just go to like the auto shop. You go in there, change your color of the car, come
Done.
back, and that's it.
Cops can't get you. I wish that was real life, but I mean,
I know. Right? I wish it was that easy.
yeah,
dude.
right. I mean, that's crazy, man. That game was amazing.
I remember I think the first Grand Theft Auto that we had was like the third one, Grand Theft Auto 3 maybe. And I remember being little, now it's like second or third grade.
Yeah.
And we had it for a long time. I had it being like for like a year or whatever. And then my dad somehow found out what the game was about.
And
he took it away. Yeah, dude.
It happened. Hey, the game was brutal for a kid at like that young of age. I think I can't even remember. I played the first one actually, like where you just like a little stick figure.
Oh
and
yeah,
overview.
I know what you're talking about.
I
It's
played
like
that one.
it's almost
I
like a
loved
Game
it.
Boy game, huh?
Yeah,
Like
I loved it, bro. I was a kid too. I can't remember. It was either my uncle or my older brother who had it, but I loved it. I was like,
Love
man, this
playing
game's
that.
amazing. So it's been great for me since the first one.
And
so.
still now, dude, GTA 5 right now is still killing it, dude.
Yeah,
It's
man.
still
They're
killing
making
it.
millions off
Yeah.
that game. And that
Every
came out
single
in
year.
2014?
13. I think it's 13.
Yeah, it's
When we
been
graduated, bro, that's
been
when it
a
came out?
long time, dude.
Bro, that's a long
And
time.
they're still pumping out. They're still adding on. I think they added on the casino. Have you been on GTA?
I've gone on every like once in a while because my friends be like, "Yo, let's play it once in a while." And we see what's new on there. They always reward you money for not playing for such a long
Right,
period
and
of
then
time.
and then they give you some money.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still a good game.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the new one though. Like I'm ready for a new
Exactly,
chapter.
yeah.
Like I've explored that map
Exactly.
countless times. I'm like, come on, man, we got.
Yeah, you're kind of tired of like the
Yeah,
same
you're
map
tired
and
of it.
everything.
You're
That's how
tired
kind
of
of Red Dead is too. But Red Dead was so good
Yeah.
when that came out. Did you play Red
You
Dead
talking
at
about
all?
the first one or the second one?
The second one. Well,
Both
both.
of them.
Yeah, well,
But
both.
The first
second
one's
one.
amazing. That's man. They like Rockstar did amazing on that. Like that's crazy that they came out with two great games. They came out Grand Theft Auto and what's called Red Dead.
I know.
Playing as John Marston, and then I love the ending where you was able to play as his son.
Oh yeah. What's his
Like,
name again?
Jack.
Jack, that's right, yeah.
I thought that was cool. I mean, I hated how he had to go out.
Yeah.
But I mean, bro, and then gonna go on top of that, how they went back.
Yeah, like they did like a prequel. Yeah,
That's
prequel.
dope.
To
I love how
Red
they
Dead.
did that. I didn't know how they were gonna go approach it. I mean, like you seeing this character, like who's this guy? Who's Arthur Morgan? Like who's
Yeah,
this?
and
Like,
He
well,
was
I don't know.
doper, dude.
He is.
I think
No,
he was
yeah.
doper than Marston.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. Like,
I think just the voice and the way that he is, his personality,
how he
everything,
carried
dude.
himself and everything.
Yeah.
Like you could able to decide to be good or bad, but most of
Yeah.
the time, like he seemed like a good person at heart.
Red Dead killed it, dude.
Yeah, they did their thing.
They
Like
killed it.
Rockstar, they're an amazing game
Yeah,
company.
they are.
Like,
They really
never
are.
miss. They literally never miss.
I mean, just those two games alone, like they're one of the top games of all time.
all
Like
time
Grand
they
Theft Auto
making
and Red
millions, bro. If not, I wouldn't even say billions. I would.
Dead. Yeah, probably.
Close, man.
I mean,
It wouldn't be a bad company to invest in, huh? I wouldn't put some
at all.
money
That's
into.
one thing I want to get into. Is
Me too,
investing,
dude.
Bro. I've
Me too.
seen people here and there getting into it, but I know that there's obviously the risk you could lose money.
Me too.
That's something that can be like something for longevity.
Exactly.
That's
Just
something I
put
really
it away for a little bit.
Yeah, don't even look at it. Just put the money away. Let it grow by itself. Don't do nothing with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I guess you need a lot in that case. Because
Yeah.
if you put in a crap ton and you have nothing to
live
back
off
you
of,
up,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Use it, bro. Yeah, you got to be
Yeah.
smart with it, obviously.
Right.
So, but I mean, that's really something I want to get into. Like as I've gotten older, I've seen the beneficiary factors of how great an investing could be.
Yeah, exactly,
But it's
dude.
a long game. That's all you got to see. If you're not a
Exactly.
patient person, then you shouldn't be doing it. But
Exactly. I mean, but you could trade even like day trade or like those little stocks.
Yeah.
People day trade, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Even that seems like a little bit harder.
yeah.
The one thing too that I'll say is like, if you have your money in a bank, I've heard, that I didn't think about this or I wasn't the one that came up with it or whatever.
No.
But it's like if you have your money in the bank, right? And then inflation hits, it's almost like you're losing money. If you have money in the bank, inflation comes around and your money is like, you're losing money. So it's like, might as well throw a little bit into the market and see
might
how
as
it
well.
goes,
See
right?
what happens.
And people,
happens.
dude, people, I mean, you see them on Instagram all the time, on
Likes
Twitter.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, don't get me started on social media. We can talk about that next if you want to. We can talk about social media right now.
No,
You
go
want
ahead,
to?
dude.
Let's get it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
I mean,
ahead.
bro, where do we even start? We can talk about current events. We can talk about social media itself. I mean, one thing I've learned this past semester in class, at the U of A, you know how we had to switch to everything going online because
because of the COVID. Huh?
And I just want to say, just side note, I was talking to David earlier saying how hard it was. I mean, I already had 2 online classes, but I had 1 in person. They switched that to online.
Okay.
And it was an adjustment. I mean,
right, I'm sure.
Yeah,
and I'm sure for the professors and everything too, it was an adjustment.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely, because they was in person. They liked seeing our faces, interacting with us and whatnot.
Right.
But going back to like the saying, the social media, I learned in this class that they actually do algorithms to figure out what they want to sell to us. Like all these big companies, Facebook.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like I learned about this. I was like, man, this is crazy. It's like, because I see this stuff on my phone all the time.
Yep.
It creeps me out. I'm like, how do you know what I want to buy? Like, how do you know I was looking up X, Y, Z? But you sign this whenever you agree, like, oh,
to
you
use Facebook, or to use Twitter.
Twitter, Instagram, all that. Facebook and Instagram are actually connected. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, I think Facebook owns Instagram, right?
Yeah, they just bought them out like not too long ago, like what, 6-7 months ago.
Yeah,
I don't know
pretty recently.
So tell me why I'm on Instagram the other day, and I need like what? I want some water. Think an advertisement for some water, like some Dasani. Like what the bro? Like I searched it up. I might have said it out loud. I don't know if they record you. That's the only thing.
I think that they might, man. I think they
do.
might.
They have to, bro. Because the shit that comes up is scary. Like, you're right.
I don't search anything on my phone. Like as far as Google, I search certain things, but it's like far as saying stuff out loud. Then next thing advertisement I see on Instagram or Facebook, like, oh, this is what you need. So look, let me advertise this towards you. That's scary.
It is.
Like, it's scary.
It is. It's one thing to like go off of what you're using on your phone, right? Like say you're looking something up on Safari or on in the internet, whatever. You're looking a product up, and then it comes up on Facebook. Like that's one thing, which still is kind of a little scary, right? But the other thing of them actually listening to you and then putting the ads, it's like, man, you're listening to me all the time. Then right?
There's like a. It's like a barrier of trust that you got to have with the people that use you. Like we're making you money as a company, and I understand you got to know what we like in order to present what to us, like advertise. They make money off advertisements, and that's a big company within itself. Not even a company like a
business model,
advertisement is crazy. Like that's how people make money. I mean, obviously Facebook has been very successful. Mike Zuckerberg has been very successful with that, but he's been caught under fire multiple times.
Yep.
So I mean, this is like something that needs to be brought to attention, and it already has. But I mean, it's just like, how comfortable as we as consumers are we with like spreading that information?
Yeah, we should almost be selling our information to them instead of just giving it. We're just giving it to them for free.
They're eavesdropping and selling what they think they should. So they're like listening to you and selling back what they think you're talking about.
Yeah,
that's kind of
it's an invasion of privacy.
It is, but. Their thing is like, money. Well, you know, you agreed to it. You agreed to our terms.
But I mean,
it's something that nobody reads. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, you don't read the fine print.
It is the.
You not read. It's too much.
The terms and conditions is the one thing that nobody reads. Like,
use like what 10 pages.
Yeah, longer than that, and it's all lawyer talk. It's like things that you're not gonna understand. You have no idea what they're saying, and they do that on purpose. Exactly like you said. Yeah, they do it on purpose.
I remember I seen one crazy story where this guy was actually looking at some companies like fine print, and they said something like, "Oh, if you read this and you find this, we'll reward you some type of money." The dude found it, told the company, and he got some money. It was crazy. I can't remember.
So it's almost like a treasure hunt or like that sort of thing. Like you look through,
you're actually reading it, see what you're saying, what you're signing to, what you're agreeing to, like. But I mean, but
that's interesting. It's almost like a study. I'm sure people have done studies on that. Like that's almost like a study thing too, where it's like, okay, I'm going to put like a reward in the middle of here, or at the end of my terms and conditions.
A psychiatric thing, like a psychology thing. Like let's see if these people are actually going to read it.
Yeah, let's see how many people do.
When I was in elementary school, my teacher, it was like the first day of class, handed you a test, and you went through all the answers. And I think I can't remember exactly what the last answer or the last question said. It said something about this test doesn't matter. I can't to the. So then if you would have read if you would have read the last question, you're like, oh, okay. But you take it, you're thinking about it diligently, answering every question, and then at the end. So it's kind of like that.
That's
like
how they do it. Yeah.
That'd be cool to get a reward. Imagine reading all of that.
My gosh. I can't remember the logistics, but I remember reading something like that. I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Like this guy actually read the fine print and got rewarded for it. So I mean,
and that makes you think, like, wonder how many of those have you missed, yourself? How many of those?
Never know, because unless you read it, you don't know. But if you don't,
right.
I'm not a reader, so I mean, I'm not gonna read
Me
no
either.
10 pages.
And some people look at it the opposite. Some people are like, well, they're going to take my data. They're going to take my information anyway.
Yeah,
so might as well show me things that I might buy. Might as well show me things that I'm interested in.
Agreeing to without even knowing.
Yeah. It's definitely difficult because it is like an invasion of privacy. Like, maybe if I'm on the internet, then okay, whatever. I'm looking things up. That's on me. But you're listening to my conversations. Like that's
definitely.
And I think it's true, dude. I think that they do.
They have to.
Everybody has their own like little, I'm sure, horror stories of stuff like that.
Yeah.
I had one where
everybody's had one. It's crazy. I'm telling you, everybody's had one.
But
like,
I don't want to sound like a conspiracy nut.
Everybody's had.
It's kind of dumb.
It's kind of be callous time. Go ahead.
I'll say, it was. We were talking about like we were gonna buy steaks or something like that for the weekend. We were just gonna cook steaks, grill them, whatever. And we were talking about it. I don't even know if we were looking at weekly ads. Those ads at like Safeway, Fry's, and they give you
definitely
discounts and shit. I don't even know if we did that. We were just talking about making steaks. And all of a sudden, like I'm on YouTube. It wasn't even anything like they weren't selling anything to me. That's why I'm kind of, I don't know if it's true or not. But I started scrolling YouTube and I clicked on a video and I didn't even realize it. It was about like steak. It was about how to cook like a properly good steak.
They got to be listening.
And I started thinking like, I didn't even look it up. Nothing. All I did was talk about it. And all of a sudden I'm watching a steak video. I had no idea.
That's how they do it, man. Like it's all algorithm. What's called?
Algorithm. Yeah,
algorithm. Yeah, I couldn't even say it, but algorithm.
It's some sort of computer thing that they set it up, and it's like they manipulate it.
For each individual profile person that's using that data, or that system, or that social media site, they have that on everybody individually. They know what to sell towards you. It's crazy. I learned about that like literally just 3 months ago. It's crazy, man.
They're watching us, man.
You started making a podcast, right? And you start getting all these sponsored videos of podcasts.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. We start this thing, and now all my ads on Instagram, all my ads on Facebook are all like, oh, listen to this podcast, or oh, do you need this kind of equipment? Do you want this equipment here? Do you want this mic? Yeah, it's like crazy. That. It's like, man, how do you know? But it's also, we are kind of looking things up too. But do you think even if it's kind of like might get us busted if we're in incognito mode, right? We're in incognito mode. Do you think that they're able to get information like that too? Because it's not necessary. Because your incognito mode, it almost like doesn't add to your browser history. It doesn't add to anything like that.
You're not signed in anywhere. Like your Google's not signed in. You're nothing signed in. Nothing saved.
Do you think even then they're able to listen?
I'm pretty sure they have to.
Yeah, probably.
They have, like the technology, how far advanced we are right now. Just like think about it. Apple. What was that one thing that happened with the guy? He did that mass shooting, and they wouldn't comply with the FBI to get into his phone. You remember that?
You remember I think I did hear about it.
Like 4 years ago, and they wouldn't get to his phone. They're like, that's an invasion of privacy. Like we're not gonna
So Apple wasn't allowing the FBI
at all because they're like, that's an invasion of privacy. That's one thing that we have with our consumers. Like we don't want to invade their privacy. So.
And yeah, your phones are giving out our information and stuff.
Like I maybe understand if something's up in the air. Yeah, and you want to get in their phone.
There's a difference.
Infringing.
Yeah. They're trying to hold that with that image or that what's called. Yeah, no, just their image. So they don't want to get that distrust from their consumer.
Yeah,
obviously Apple's going to sell regardless.
Regardless. Apple's definitely we look at our stats here on the podcast and stuff, and we look at it. It's like 85% Apple iPhones.
Apple's running the game right now.
It's 85%.
Yeah. Look, you got an Apple Watch. I got an Apple phone. I got the iPhone 11.
yeah. My mom's got the Apple, the big the big Mac, desktop.
The Mac. What's it called? What is it called?
I don't know what it is. Yeah,
I don't know.
She don't let me use it.
All I know is it's the Mac, man.
Yeah, it's like the big Mac computer. Yeah, it's like $2,000 or something.
People buy it, man.
Oh yeah.
Regardless, people are gonna buy it, man.
Did you notice my computer is not Mac?
I see. It's Acer, but he got the logo on it, so therefore we're gonna say it's Apple.
Yeah, just do the Apple logo on it.
That's what we're gonna say it is.
I was wondering if any guests saw it.
I'm sure they did.
I'm sure they exactly.
If you didn't point it out, if you did not point it out, I'd been like, dang, that's a Mac. I really would have said that. I really would have said that's a Mac. It looked like a Mac. It's gonna be a Mac.
Just threw the sticker over it, dude. Just trying to be fancy. Look at we're drinking wine.
My first laptop. I don't know if you remember that. I did it on my first laptop, the touchscreen one I had.
Did you? You threw an Apple sticker on there too?
I did that. I did that same thing.
That's another thing too. You remember going into college and stuff. I think one time we were actually counting in class how many people had a Mac.
Was that? Was it math?
No, maybe. I don't know. I was thinking more like Com 300.
Oh yeah,
but I just
Everybody
remember
had a Mac like
looking at it, and it's like, man, yeah,
Especially the rich kid. You see the rich kid, you know who's rich and who's not.
Oh
You
yeah,
be like, they're definitely rich. You know,
and they keep up. They get the newest model, the newest
Always.
iPhone, the newest
iPhone,
laptop,
iPhone Pro Max.
Yeah, they get it all.
Newest
dude.
Apple Watch.
I mean, me too. I mean, I'm no different, but it's like they almost build like their own kind of community too, because you can't. Like those green texts, those green bubbles, dude, that come up if you got using an Android.
You got that, they're like, nah, we can't talk to you. Like, nah, you ain't cool enough to like that.
Bree, my girlfriend refused. I was like, oh, I'm thinking about getting an Android.
The same exact way. My brother's the same exact way.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna get an Android, and she's like, no. She's like, no, you're not. I don't want to see no green bubbles popping up, no green text messages. I was like, oh man.
No, it's funny you say that because my brother, he's anti-Apple. Like,
oh yeah, he's the opposite.
Yeah, he's all like,
this guy too.
I'm kind of like that. I had iPhones in the past, but
I had an Android, and I was like, man, I didn't like the charging. Like the charge, I mean, it lasted for a while. But I just was not liking it, man. I couldn't get to it. And I saw everybody have an Apple. I'm not saying I'm a follower, but I was just like, I saw the benefits of it. I was like, bro, I like it. It's just
and now they have nice they have they add a lot. Like iMessage, like they added, the little effects that you can send, like the screen
games
effects
you can play, those Pidgeon games. You still play those?
Exactly.
Game Pigeon, with the pool
they know what they're doing. Exactly. Wait, so let me hear some perspective about Android. Like, go ahead and give us an insight about Android. Like,
it's downloading. It's mainly just downloading. Like, for example, I listen to Mac Miller and
amazing artist.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Great dude.
Bro. Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
dude. Start on that either, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Miller, he's amazing, man.
But that was an example that came to mind. Is a bunch of unreleased music is coming out.
Yeah, and, I've seen that. I've seen that.
But they take it off YouTube. It comes up on my YouTube, and then it just gets taken off within like a week or two. They copyright it. I think it's Warner Brothers he was signed to Warner Brothers.
He was talking about that in a lot of songs. He's signed with Warner Brothers. I remember saying that.
I don't know. Once you're like, I even have YouTube Premium where I'm able to download it, and it's still like you'll take it away.
Dang.
But I look it up on the internet, and usually Reddit has like a comment, has somewhere like a website. What are those called?
I love Reddit.
Dropbox. Yeah, it has like a Dropbox with every single unreleased Mac Miller song.
You just like download as a zip, right?
And you can't download it on iPhones. You can't do that on iPhones.
That's one thing I hate about iPhones. That's one thing I hate.
Free music, right? I don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah, see, that's the one thing. Okay, yeah, that's one thing I remember with Android. I would do that all the time. Get a zip from a file of some type of artist or music, anything like that. Download it, have it right there. Want a video or a movie? Download it right there. That's one thing. That's one thing Androids do have. Yeah, okay.
And other than that, I mean,
what's the other thing? Like Google, like there was, how when you log into like a new streaming service or something, like it'll come up and it'll be like, you go on your phone and log into this website. You log into the website on your phone.
Yeah.
You enter whatever password they give you. With his, it's just almost like he takes a picture of it, sends it to Google, and Google just pulls it up like that, and then you log in. Yeah.
I think that's just crazy, Google Lens. Yeah. I think it's an app.
Man.
What is it?
I think it's an app. I think it's just Google Lens. That's what I do. I just
scan
iPhones
get Google?
Yeah, I'm sure.
iPhones are capable of it.
Huh?
I mean, yeah, iPhones are capable of it. Yeah, they can do the same thing.
It's just an app. Like, all I do is what he's saying is if I need to sign into like ESPN or something, I can scan the website on the TV and then it'll just come up on my phone. But I think that's just Google Lens.
Wild, man.
I know, dude. It's
Who comes up with that? Like,
I know.
Honestly,
right?
I want to know who, like those like little. It's just those little things.
I know
that people don't even think about. Like,
it makes it more convenient.
Can't do that. You can't screen share. You can stream a little bit on Apple.
Yeah.
But you can't screen share on my phone. I can screen share with any TV that has like Wi-Fi connected, where I could, everything. I could show the photos. For example, if like family's over and I want to show them photos, I'll go to the TV and I'm able to do it. On an iPhone, I don't think you can do it. The only way is if you have a fucking Apple TV. I'm sure you can screen share.
Actually, I think if you have a smart TV now, Apple's actually can compatibilize with it.
Not all the way. I definitely, because on my TV, like my TV, you can do it. So I can pull up
Netflix, YouTube. You can stream that through the iPhone to the TV, but not. You know what I'm saying? Screen share, like actually screen share. I don't think you can do that.
Because they'll go to his wallpaper, and then his wallpaper and stuff will come up on the TV.
Like normally, you need like an HDMI cord to like do something like that, right? So like a computer or something like that, you have to have HDMI.
Right.
That's crazy. So you don't even need a cord anymore. That is wild, bro. Technology, man.
It is, dude.
It's advancing, man.
And it's more advanced than what we know, because like right now it's all that we know is what's been released. Like there's people that's working on like 10 years in the future, and things like that.
Speaking of technology, have you guys seen that new movie Invisible Man?
No. No, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Oh my gosh! Like
Never even heard of it, to be
the
honest.
new one that just came out like last year.
Where is it on Netflix or what is it?
No, it just came out last year. I mean, I think you can rent it
like
at
in
the
theaters?
Redbox. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
you
I
can
see.
rent it at the Redbox or something
Okay.
like that. They just released it out in DVD or Blu-ray, whatever.
Right,
you
like
use.
Voodoo. You could probably Voodoo it too. or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. So, dude, if you see talking about technology, like this guy made a whole suit out of mirror and he reflect whatever is like in the room. So so people couldn't see him obviously, but it reflects in the whole room, so he's literally invisible.
Oh, dude, that's
And
interesting.
It's crazy,
man.
and like he had like 10 PhDs or something like that in engineering or something like that. But like just the technology, I'm like, somebody got to have something like this.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sure.
this is a movie. Like, come on, this is not real, but I bet you somebody in the world has something like this. Like, come on.
I'm
now.
sure.
How
I'm
you get
sure.
that idea.
Like, you hear that? Did you see that Joe Rogan podcast with Elon Musk that just came out maybe like a month ago? Elon was talking about some wild shit. He was saying something about like, and Joe Rogan was laughing through it all, and Elon was dead serious.
No, he's always serious.
Yeah,
Elon's
Elon,
always
yeah.
serious.
He
Always
said something
serious.
about going in your brain. Oh, his example was something you put a chip in your brain, and if you have like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, or if you lost mobility due to strokes, the chip fixes it. It like wakes up neurons in your brains that is able to fix your issues. Like I'm not sure how well.
Yeah.
But he said like next year they can start putting it in people's heads.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, and then Joe Rogan said something. He's like, well, eventually, wouldn't you think that you just replace the complete, like the whole human brain
Yeah.
and then just make like a whole system? And Elon was just like, yeah, that's the goal. And Joe started laughing, and Elon was just dead face.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
Communicating.
That dude's amazing.
And Elon Musk really is, dude.
dude's amazing.
Somebody said that I can't remember who it was, but somebody said that they're investing in whatever Elon does. Whatever Elon's doing, I'm putting my money into it because he's going to take over the world.
Right. I
He's
mean,
already kind of taking over
Even
the
those
world.
Tesla stocks where when he was talking about stocks, it came to mind. You checked right before the pandemic, or it was after the pandemic,
It was
right?
yeah, maybe like in the middle
300,
of the
right? You said the
yeah.
stocks went down to like 300, 350.
Yeah, yeah.
He looked maybe like a week ago and it was at 900.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
man.
if you
imagine
bought,
that.
Look, if we learn that stuff, man,
Imagine
that's
that.
money in your pocket, man. I want to learn stocks, investing. I want to learn that stuff.
Yeah, and it's nothing that's taught to us. It's nothing that
you know, like high school, then
nothing that's taught to us, and it's something that I feel like we should know.
Yeah, easily.
Because you think about it, it's not doing anything wrong to the stock market. Like we're
kids.
helping the
We're
stock
kids.
market.
We're
Yeah,
to help it grow. We're not.
Yeah.
we're
but
putting
some
money into
people
it.
do argue though that you can't affect like Wall Street, right? That's what our dad was saying. He's like, you think you can? I don't know what he was trying to say.
You think that we're better than Wall Street? Like when
Yeah,
we're,
exactly.
We're not.
And then,
Like,
yeah,
no.
Wall
they're-
Streets are the experts. They're the ones who
Yeah,
are
yeah.
they.
But you
they
can
handle.
still beat the motherfuckers
Yeah.
for sure, dude. You definitely could.
People still
Yeah.
do. Plenty of people do.
It's all about making money, though. That's what people just want to do. They
Yeah.
don't care less about who's on there. Like, we just want to make money. That's all it is. People always want
Exactly.
to make money. Make money, make the world go round.
But it's even crazy, like he was saying earlier, that it's a long-term game to put in stocks.
Yeah.
Yet, though, that was just a couple months. Obviously, it's like a different situation with the pandemic and everything.
yeah, definitely.
But still, that was just maybe like a month of you just putting in your money. Let's say you put in 10 grand, wait a few months, you get 30 grand.
Get a good return for that.
Yeah, exactly. And
I think a good one go ahead. My fault.
I was just gonna say that Tesla is like the craziest stock. I've heard that Tesla is like the
Really?
one that fluctuates up and down. It's like one of the stocks that some people are like not about because it's too crazy, and other people are like, all right, let's take the risk, let's do it because it fluctuates a lot. Like Elon Musk smokes a joint or a blunt on Joe Rogan, and that shit falls.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then he
Should have fucking bought, dude. You should have bought.
should have bought. They went right back up.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
I think
so-
another one to look into is right now is movie theaters because they're about to start opening those back.
Oh,
up.
yeah,
That's a
yep.
good one to buy into right now.
yeah, movie theaters is probably cheap right now.
So it's probably cheap.
But they might
so
drop.
they-
I heard something that it might not. You're probably right that like AMC harkens since
Yeah.
they start opening up. But I don't know if streaming services become more. They're already super used. They're already widely used.
So many streaming
but
services. It's
I guess
crazy
just
how
the
many we have.
theaters. I don't know. Maybe just the nostalgia of actually going to a theater,
People
smelling
still
the
love
popcorn.
that.
Yeah, I love it.
People
I
still
love
love
it.
that. I've known countless people that still love it.
I love
But
it.
Streaming services are getting very popular though. So I mean, it's kind of like a constant battle between the two. Who's going to win? Who's not going to win? But
Yeah.
And almost every movie that goes to theaters ends up on a streaming
Yeah,
service.
no, yeah,
Even if it's like a
easily.
year later, but
yeah,
it'll end
easily,
up there.
easily. It could be
Yeah.
like a top movie. Like what? For example, Infinity War that went on Netflix. What like? A
Yeah.
year after?
Yeah.
A year after? Like, yeah, that's a huge movie. They made millions off that movie.
Huge. I love
Millions.
that movie.
So,
That's
yeah,
probably
it's
my favorite
amazing.
Avengers movie.
Bro,
Yeah.
Infinity War. Everybody loves Infinity War.
Yeah, and then you go into it, and then they just make you go into the first week of the theaters when it's open or whenever the the movie gets released, and it's packed, man. There's people everywhere.
That's what's gonna happen. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's why I say it.
I love it. I love going to the movie theaters. Bree's dad is actually a big he loves going to the movies. He'll do IMAX. He'll do the IMAX all the way through. Shout out to Floyd Little, but but yeah, he loves going to it, and I love it too. I love going to the movie theaters. I love the popcorn smell. Even though I don't really mess with popcorn too much. I'm not too big on popcorn.
Specific, dude. When Harkins, have you tried Harkins popcorn? I don't know. It's just kind of like an Arizona thing. AMC's popcorn, I think, sucks dick. I don't know why we're going into popcorn, but Harkins is bomb, dude. And they even have those little flavors, those kettle corn flavors.
Yeah, bro. And which one do you put?
That's kettle corn. The kettle corn, I think, is...
They had cheddar too,
yeah,
right?
Cheddar, ranch.
Yeah.
They got which one else? I put the cheddar,
onion
jalapeno.
or something.
You guys do jalapeno? What? The jalapeno.
I just fuck with the kettle, dude. I don't know why the kettle's
you can't go wrong with that. The jalapeno's fire though. I highly recommend that. I love that. I put that one and the ranch together.
That's a good point though. About movie theaters. Thinking about it now, it's dude, movie theaters are gonna come up.
They're gonna open back up. People love it. Yeah,
it's true.
People love
it. The thing is maybe some people are kind of scared because you are kind of next to each other. You know, through everything,
and you can't separate them. I guess you could put an X, right?
They would have to take out everything.
Yeah, maybe take out one. Just do one seat, or maybe a couple, 2 seats next to each other, and then the other seats spread apart.
What if you're a couple? I guess that's a good point. If you're a couple and you live together, then what's the point of separating yourselves? Because if one of you got COVID, you're going to give it to the other one.
And not too many people go to the movies by themselves, right?
So, yeah, that's a good point. I guess, yeah. But how much? Let's say you have a family of 5. You're going to have to...
Yeah, right. You're going to split it apart.
Figure that out?
It's tough to think about.
One. It sucks that COVID did all that shit. Even when we were talking about sports before the podcast, and it's just trying to figure that out. He was saying football, you're up close to each other.
Yeah, all that sweat and everybody it's a contact sport. It's not looking ideal right now. I'm telling you,
I know,
it's
dude.
Not looking ideal.
You have to touch each other in football.
It's
you have
not
to.
looking ideal, man. Unless they get a vaccine or something to go fix this. But right now, it's not looking ideal.
I know,
People
dude.
are excited about the football season too.
I know, and they're starting it as if there's nothing going on.
Yeah, they are really
business
excited.
as usual. They're just going.
They're really excited. So it's going to probably be like a gut punch when
I know.
No fans
gonna
though.
come
There's
up.
no way, right? There's no way you can have fans
at all.
yet.
They can't. It's
even then,
quarters.
and with football, it's you're on the field. It's 11 and 11. That's 22 people on the field at one time. That's a lot of people. And then the sideline, and then the coaches.
The staff.
With football in general, it's a lot of people in
everyone's
football.
yelling, spitting. Everyone's walking around.
Yeah.
I heard the NBA too. They're because they're opening up. I think it's in Orlando. They're doing a bubble or whatever it is.
It's gonna work.
Some players have come out Kyrie and I think
Kyrie
Steven Jackson told them
Kyrie
not to.
said no.
Yeah, but what he said something about though the NBA this is more important shit going on, right? That's what he was saying.
Definitely tackle that if you want to. I can talk about.
But
that.
they have a platform though. I was kind of disagreeing with him because they have even though there's a lot of shit going on,
definitely.
They're athletes. I guess at the end of the day, this is gonna sound really bad, but even Kobe, who was the Oscar, right? They said he was an Oscar. He was this he did a bunch of stuff outside his philanthropy, his women's sports, his advocacy for women's sports.
Yeah, Kobe did a lot.
But what he's gonna be remembered as is a basketball player. At the end of the day.
Definitely.
I know that sounds, but same with Kyrie and same with all of them. They can really do a lot of stuff outside of basketball, but they're going to be remembered there.
You're an athlete.
That's their platform.
Athlete.
Yeah,
that's why
Chuck
Colin Kaepernick kneeled, right? That's why he kneeled on the NFL stage on TV. Because if he says some bullshit on Twitter, no one's going to take him seriously.
You got to do something.
Yeah,
exactly. That's his platform. That's his TV.
Words, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Speak louder than words.
So that's what I'm thinking about Kyrie and those players. If you're arguing that there's a lot of things going on, I'm sure they can use their money, right? They're going to
platform, whatever they can.
I think Charles Barkley said it. He said, I don't know if I agree with him, but he said that it's he has 2 reasons why the NBA should start, why players should play. And I think one is just for the money, just so they can still get their money, and with their money they're able to give more and give to other people. And I think the number 2 is they said that if they don't play, then people are not necessarily going to forget about them, but maybe not pay attention to them as much as they could have if they were playing. That's what Charles Barkley said. I don't really know if I agree because you can still help without the eyes on you. You know, you can
definitely.
you can
Definitely.
still
Like
Like
help.
Steven
closed
Jackson
doors.
was out. I'm sure he's retired, but he was out there protesting. He said
Yeah,
like
yeah.
George Floyd was like his
And
twin,
he's been
right, or
he's
something
been
like
on
that.
Instagram. He's been all over the place.
Yeah,
So like
man.
Steven, so it's like even that, it's like kind of what Charles Barkley was saying is not true because Steven Jackson hasn't been playing for who knows like for
It's
how
been
long.
like, what, 10? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know, but it's
He
been a
wasn't
while.
that great, you know. Like he
Yeah,
was good. Do you think he's a
decent
Hall of
player,
Famer?
Yeah.
I don't think
Close,
so.
yeah.
He's a
I think
decent
his
player,
deadline's up now too, so
Yeah,
probably
he made
not.
He made his imprint though.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely did.
You guys know his name, so
Yeah,
we both
Steven
know his
Jackson. I
name,
think he was in the Mouse of the Palace. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was a
Oh
part
my
of that.
gosh.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was
dude.
crazy, man.
That was crazy, dude. But I mean, how many cups of wine have we had? Too many?
I think only
Give me
two.
the ice
I think
over
I only
there,
had
bro.
two
Let me
beer
see that
items.
ice.
I only have two. I'm only 2 deep in.
No way.
I think I'm more
I'm
in.
pretty sure it's only 2 because the other one was just like a 2-sip thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, we having a good time tonight, man.
I know,
I'm
right?
taking the rest of this. It's all fucked up.
Yeah, but like going back to the whole Steven Jackson thing, it's like he's definitely put himself out, and he's very opinionated, man. Like he'll put whatever he wants to say out there, and that's
Yeah.
great. Like that's what we want. We want to hear that sort of thing. Like
Yeah, don't be
and
like a puppet. Don't be a puppet.
Yeah,
Say what
exactly.
say what's on your
He's
mind.
being straight up. He's being straight up and telling you how he feels, and people can agree with it or disagree with it, whatever. But it's like at least he's putting it out there and he's saying it. And I think
Yeah.
I think it was Willow Smith.
What she say something?
Willow Smith said that she doesn't agree with like the whole cancel culture thing
Yeah.
because it's stopping conversation. It's stopping,
Yeah.
you know, people's back and forth. Because me and you can agree on something. Me and him agree all the time or disagree all the time.
Yeah.
And we still talk about it. We try to, you know, we try to learn. We try to figure things
Conversation,
out.
Like you said, conversation.
Like, yeah, regardless if I'm saying something wrong or if he's saying something wrong, then say why I'm saying it wrong, and then I'll agree with you or I'll disagree with you,
Agree to
whatever it is.
disagree, yeah.
Yeah, and then just move on, you know, like
Yeah.
Then I think Willow Smith said that. I might have been Jaden, but I think it was Willow Smith. You know how they have like their red table talk or whatever.
With Jada Pinkett Smith and all
Yeah,
that.
right.
Yeah,
And I think Willow said that she doesn't like the cancel culture, like.
they are pretty vicious. I've seen like people
Yeah.
getting canceled on social media.
I mean,
countless
some
times,
things are horrible that people say. So it's like, you know what? Yeah, you probably don't deserve, you know,
Yeah.
being where you're at.
Yeah.
But like, if people say like Joe Rogan's getting canceled right now, I don't really know what he's.
Yeah, what he did? I saw
He did
that.
2
I
things.
Barely saw
He
it.
said
I barely saw it.
well, he was talking to Bill Burr, and he said that wearing masks is for bitches.
Oh yeah,
And then Bill Burr immediately responded and was like, dude, like, don't come at me with that manly bullshit. Like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
so tough with your exposed mouth and your exposed throat. Like, you're so
yeah.
tough. And Joe was just laughing, though. At the end of the day, like, that's good, too. He wasn't taking it to heart. He wasn't like, oh, dude, like, pissed
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
He was laughing at himself. He
open-minded
realized
about
what he
it,
was
yeah.
saying, like, is dumb.
Yeah.
But then it was something else with, you know, Joey Diaz. You remember Uncle Joey? He's like a big-ass dude.
he's a chubby Mexican dude. He was in The
He's
Longest
vulgar
Yard. You
as
know The
fuck.
Longest Yard.
Yeah.
Where he was like, can of corn.
He
I'll
had the
be
curly
good.
hair. Did he have the
Yeah,
black curly
yeah,
hair?
it's
Okay,
like-
I know what you're talking
yeah.
about.
It's
Yeah,
Someone give me a Diet Coke.
Yeah, yeah,
That
I remember
dude's
him,
Joey
yeah.
Diaz.
Yeah.
He said something like, he was even like 9 or 10 years ago. He said something about how he would get girls to suck his dick to get on stage. Like he's a pretty popular comedian.
Yeah.
And he was saying something about how girls would give him head and then they'd get on stage.
Like be his like opening or his opener or whatever.
Yeah. No,
That's
no.
pretty. That's
Maybe.
kind of bad.
I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
That is kind of
He
bad.
was just, it's at the end of the day, they're comedians and they say crazy
whatever they
shit.
want.
Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I don't really think, specifically, I don't think Joey Diaz has power to determine who ends up on stage. I don't think he has that power. That's the person who owns the comedy club or whatever. I don't think he does at the end, but him being obviously a more popular comedian does affect the woman's decision on whether or not to fucking give him some slop. Obviously, like that was the Harvey Weinstein thing, right? Like at the end of the day, those girls
That
could have
stuff was
told him,
crazy.
no, I
That whole
won't
thing
fuck
with
you.
Harvey. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
but
he's got power.
he's
so
got the
it's like,
power. Exactly. Like,
I don't
that's
know.
The power.
It's
a
very
power thing.
complicated. I don't know. I don't know.
You know.
Yeah, it shouldn't be
use
like that,
man.
right? If you deserve,
Oh,
if you
man.
deserve, if you're a good actor or actress, I think actress is kind of like not right because actor is both male
Both.
and female, right? It's
It's like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Do you remember that girl who said that? That little
it's
girl.
like actresses.
I need to see that
Saying
movie. Is that movie
actress is
good?
like pointless.
It's weird. Out of
Weird.
completely off topic, it's just like it doesn't have any like moral to it. Like it doesn't have a theme at the end. When the movie like wraps up, it was just kind of
I
like
don't know what's happening.
Yeah, like I was
It
like,
was
it's
good.
over. Even though,
Says
like,
over.
even though it was it was like a 2.5 hour movie, or maybe
That's
even
long.
more.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a long movie, and even then, when it was over, I was like, really? Like that's it? Like throughout the whole thing, there wasn't like like he said, like a certain moral or something that you can take
Like
from
a
it.
message. There wasn't really
no
anything.
message.
Whatever,
Yeah, I liked it though. Like it was still a good movie, but it was very
You
strange.
didn't take nothing away from it. That's,
Yeah, it was very strange, a very strange movie, but I did like it. Like, you know, it had a bunch of, you know, Leonardo
he's a good
DiCaprio,
actor,
Brad
amazing
Pitt.
actor.
Yeah, I
He should
love.
have so many more. What is it? Oscars or
Oscars,
for
yeah.
acting.
And he
How
got
about
it for that
second best
one,
music?
the bear one. What's that one?
The Revenant. That wasn't even that good.
It wasn't as good. He should have got it from so many other movies.
Oh, yeah,
Wolf
yeah.
on Wall Street. He definitely should have got one from
Or
that
even
one.
Titanic. Like just a
Shutter,
classic.
Shutter Island. Do you remember
Shutter
Shutter
Island.
Island?
I saw a
bro?
little bit of that. I can't remember as much.
That movie's crazy.
I
It's
like
like
that.
a
I like it.
psychological game, wasn't? I mean, yeah, psychological movie, right? That stuff.
At
I've
the
seen
end,
it.
it
That's
just
exactly right.
completely fucked you. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just like, man,
Yeah, Leo's one of the goats, definitely in acting.
yeah, he
dude.
should have so much more recognition. Than
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has.
Even the old one, he had an old movie, Gilbert Grape. Have you
haven't
seen?
heard about that
It was with Johnny Depp. Actually, I'm pretty
Really?
sure.
Were they-
Super
how young
old
were they?
movie. What?
They had to be young, right?
Yeah, he was really young,
Yeah.
and he played a special needs kid. And holy crap, dude!
He played it well?
Did he almost like Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump? How
Yeah,
you
that's
believe Forrest
acting,
Gump
man.
was
I
just
know.
like
That's
a
acting. That stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
and he killed it. But I don't know. Being young, like you said, I'm not sure if that's going to get you an Oscar at that age. You know, they
don't
want
give
you to be
like,
more
That's much recognition. You're a young kid, like
Right.
whatever. he's
exactly
nothing.
more established. They want you
Yeah.
to be more of like exactly And I don't know if that was his lead. I think Johnny Depp was the lead. I don't know. It was just a weird
I've
movie.
never
I'm
heard
sure
that
some
movie.
people watched it.
Yeah, they got Kevin Hart off of the Oscars, dude.
Yeah.
He was supposed to
Cancel
host
culture,
the,
like
Cancel
you were
he was
saying.
supposed to host
Why'd they
the
cancel him
Oscars.
again? I can't
It
remember.
was
that.
exactly what Dave Chappelle said in his special. He was like, Kevin Hart is one tweet away from being perfect. All he tweeted out, or I even think it was a joke, actually. All he said was that if he had a gay son, he would beat him with like a dollhouse. He would throw like a dollhouse over his head.
And
Or
this was a
something
long
like that.
time ago, right?
Way long
It was
ago.
a
Kevin
long-
Hart said that.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart said
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
That if he had a gay son, he would like throw a dollhouse over his head or something like that.
Okay.
And obviously he's fucking joking. That's what Dave Chappelle
he's
said.
a comedian.
Obviously he's
He jokes.
joking.
He's a
Yeah.
comedian.
He's not gonna. And Dave Chappelle had a good explanation. He's like, I know a lot of gay people, a lot of people who've been through a lot, and he was like, never have I heard of a father throwing a fucking dollhouse over
I've never
someone's
heard of
head.
that. I have.
Yeah,
But
and it's he's clearly joking. Like it's clearly a joke, and he would have been the second black man to host the Oscars. I think it was
Seriously?
second black man to host the Oscars,
cancel, he couldn't.
and he couldn't. Yeah, because he said some in quotations homophobic things when it was just it was a joke, and
Yeah.
people are out for that, dude. People are out for that
are
sort of
sensitive,
stuff.
man.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
what I've
It is a
learned.
tough world, and that's the thing is I don't like you taking away from the conversation that we gotta have conversations like
Yeah,
just now,
obviously.
like we're bringing people up. We want to see where different perspectives
Yeah, they
are,
think,
see what
whatnot,
people are
see how they
thinking. Yeah,
talk,
just to open things
they
up,
move.
just to talk to them.
But I think it's very complicated. Like even what we were saying about Kevin Hart in the Oscars, I understand what Kevin Hart was saying that was a joke, but I don't blame the Oscars for not for taking him away because like what we were saying, money, it's their bottom line. Like let's say he does host and all of a sudden one gay actor is just like, I'm not going to the Oscars, I'm protesting.
And then losing money.
Or all
Exactly.
the gay community
everybody
doesn't
starts
watch or
riling
whatever.
up and
It's about money, man. That's
Yeah,
all
so
it
they're
is.
just
It's
gonna
all
take
about
someone
money.
not as
Everything always goes back to
controversial.
money.
That's
Always
it.
goes
It
back to
always
money,
does,
man.
dude. It
And-
always does.
Money.
And what you're
It's all
saying
over
about
paper, man.
I'm assuming what you're talking about is the cancel culture with like Facebook and Twitter, and I don't know. I guess it's different. I was going to say something about deplatforming people, like taking, let's say, I've heard, I can't remember what it was. I think, I don't know who was talking about it, but they were saying that if you call like Bruce Jenner, for example, well, Caitlyn Jenner now,
Caitlyn, yeah.
If you just what you just said is going to get
it's
you in
going to
trouble.
get you
Yeah.
canceled, bro. Mistake.
More sensitive, man. It's some little thing. Just say one.
And then
little
you're
thing,
off
they
Twitter.
cancel you.
But again, like I understand that there's mistakes and people say stupid stuff.
Yeah, people are human. We're not perfect.
But it's kind of Twitter's right to, I don't know, like it's they're in their full right to take you off their platform, their
Yeah.
company, and their.
because controversy. I mean, yeah. So I mean,
But they're so big that it's such a complicated thing. They're such a
kinda like
giant
battle
company.
between the two kind of thing. If you think about it,
Yeah, because
that
Twitter and Instagram and all these kind of social media places are the places that everybody goes to now.
yeah, you can even connect with celebrities.
News,
Right.
You get
Yeah.
everything from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, so it's like it's a place that everybody goes to. It's almost like the new kind of like real estate. Like you don't have to have a place of business. You don't have to have any of this. Your place of business could be Instagram. It can be
True, you can
Facebook.
sell
Like
on there. Yeah,
yeah,
you can sell
you
it. Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
get ads. You make your ads and things like that. So of course, those companies like YouTube, like Instagram, they have the right to be like, you know what,
we're gonna take this down.
We're gonna take you. Yeah, we're gonna take you down. You agree? Again, it goes back to your terms and conditions. You agree to it.
You agree to it.
Yeah.
So we have every right to say anything you put or say anything on our website. So,
yeah,
I mean,
and all it is, it's all money, dude. It's all about the money, dude. And it kind of, I think Julian mentioned it, where he was like, they looked at it where it was like, whether you would want to be capitalism, how we are right now, or be like socialism, which essentially is like everybody makes the same amount of money. Everybody does. It's like a basic income for everybody. And Julian, I think, was saying that capitalism is better than socialism.
You want to earn your own money.
So it's like, you may not like, capitalism, you may not like how it is, but it's what we got, like it's the game. That's all that we got. It's the game that we're playing. And
that's true, man.
Yeah. It's where we're at. It's all that we can't. We can't switch the game. We can't play another game. It's like, this is it.
This is what this is it.
I mean, we got to learn. We got to learn how to make money. We got to learn how to invest. Yeah, you got to earn it. Yeah, exactly. You don't get what you want. You get what you deserve. You get what you earn.
What you want.
Yeah. What were you saying about the sale thing that one time? The wind, like, who said that? Weren't you telling me, like...
Oh, yeah. I think it was Jim Rohn. Not Jim Rome, R-O-M, not him, not the sports guy.
The radio guy, yeah.
Not him. It's a Jim Rome, R-O-H-N. He's like a motivational guy. He died like in 2005 or so. He's just like a motivational guy, like a public speaker, he's a millionaire guy. Oh, wow, and he just puts things into perspective. And what he said was, don't ask for better wind, because everybody has the same wind, right? Everybody's got the same wind. He's like, don't ask for a better wind, ask for a better sail, like ask for a new skill to learn how to sail better.
Build your sail.
Yeah,
like, it's kind of
like make your own sail, build it, and get through it, because the wind's never going to change. Everybody's got the same wind. It's the sail. Yeah, it's the sail that helps you maneuver the wind and go through the oceans and make it to the other side, to wherever you want to go. So it's like, don't ask for better wind, ask for a better sail, or ask to learn. Just build your skills. Yeah, exactly. Like build your skills. Like, and that's what we're doing. We've had a lot of mistakes on this podcast, like already. On the previous episode.
You guys do your thing. I'm happy to be a part.
Yeah, and we love you being here, dude. We thank you, but
I'm glad
we made our mistakes. The last episode, it's like, where the voice was off on David's mic. Yeah. And now it's like, hopefully this one sounds good. But, just wait and see, right?
We're here, man.
Yeah, exactly. And we're living and we're learning,
live and learn. That's all about life. Live
exactly.
And learn, man.
Yeah. Make your mistakes, because, it'll make you better, and you'll learn from it.
Much as people hate failing, you got to learn from failing.
Exactly. Yeah. I think Mac Miller said it too. I think he said like failure is an illusion or something like that. I can't remember what the line was, but he said, it's like an illusion. Like failure is, it's not as bad as you think it is.
I've seen a lot of people actually say that.
Yeah.
They learned a lot from their mistakes, and now it makes them to the person that they are today. That's why they're so successful.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You learn from your mistakes, and you just keep going, dude.
Yeah, you got to. You can't go backwards. Going. Just keep going. Learn from
you just keep going.
Just like, I don't know. For when you said learn from mistakes, just two people came to mind just randomly. I don't know why. David Ortiz, you remember he was on the Twins, got cut, and went to the Red Sox, won like fucking 4 World Series.
Was one of the clutchest hitters
easily,
of all time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And same with
that is?
David
Ortiz,
I know.
Beast. He just retired. Remember, he took a bullet.
Retired.
Yeah,
he got shot and he survived that shit. He was doing the World Series.
Crazy,
he was fucking back at it. And then you remember JD Martinez? Weren't you telling me that JD, it was like when he was in the minor leagues, someone told him that his swing was never going to make it in the majors.
That's crazy.
And
now he's one of the best power hitters in the league.
Yeah. Or Michael Jordan too, right? He didn't make his team.
Good point. Very fucking good point, dude.
Always talk about Jordan.
Yeah, he didn't make his.
Became one of the greatest players of all time.
He didn't
Give me
make
another
his team
debate video, bro. What you think?
Give me the debate
LeBron or Jordan? What you think? Give me another one.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a basketball fan. But when it comes to that debate, I just look at it as it's just two different generations.
Yeah.
That's how I honestly see it.
It is. And you'll never get the right answer. Like,
you can't.
Even though like most people, and I will say most people think that it's Jordan. I think that it is Jordan too, but it is like you're never gonna get the one-on-one battle to actually prove it, or not even one-on-one, but just like just a championship between the two of them or whatever. You're never going to get that. Like,
even then, if they did face in the finals in some hypothetical, let's say someone gets injured and that affects it, even if they did
factors. There's factors.
Yeah, right.
So it's not, But I understand. I don't know. We even got some dude commenting who I can't remember what he said. He was a completely LeBron guy. We were saying that Jordan was better, and he said that LeBron was. And we clicked on his videos, and he was even saying that Magic Johnson was better than Michael Jordan.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson is good, though.
He's
Don't get me
really
wrong.
good. I mean, he's probably the best point guard of all time,
yeah,
right?
Magic Johnson's good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Better than Michael, though.
Yeah, even Magic Johnson himself said that Michael Jordan is a better player.
So, I mean, somebody acknowledging that himself.
Yeah, and then the dude calls us biased. and he calls us biased because all I said, I put out numbers. I gave him all the numbers.
Yeah.
Because I was like, he said that LeBron's teammates aren't as good as Michael Jordan's or something. I can't remember what it was, but he said that LeBron's teammates are overrated. He was saying Kyrie's overrated. He was saying Chris Bosh is overrated.
Kyrie's definitely not overrated.
He was saying who else was overrated?
I think
Kevin
he said
Love.
Ray Allen or something too.
No. He said Kevin Love, Chris Bosh, and Kyrie. And then I was like, well, LeBron is a Ray Allen and a Kyrie shot away from only having one championship. Because you remember that Ray Allen clutch shot, and then you remember Kyrie
everything.
hitting that shot over Steph Curry.
Changed everything.
Yeah,
it's
but
always that one shot, man. Always
exactly.
that one
Yeah,
shot.
exactly. But you're going back and forth. They're two different body types, two different positions, like two different players. Like
Michael Jordan's a shooting guard, right? He's a shooting guard. And
Yeah,
then
but I still, dude,
LeBron can play point guard, shooting guard.
He can do it all. Yeah,
small
LeBron
forward,
can
power
do it
forward,
all.
Center, like that's crazy.
But just like
All-around player.
looking at highlights and looking at them play, like Michael Jordan is just a smoother player.
He's a more offensive player. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, he's more. But he's still, even then, I think he had like 8 All-NBA defensive team. I think he was the
And he's
defensive
third
player
on the
twice.
list in steals. I think it's
Crazy.
John Stockton, Jason Kidd, and then Michael Jordan in steals.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a tough debate, dude. It's a tough debate.
I just look, like I said, we'll go back to the question you asked me. I just look at it, they're two different generations. Even J. Cole said it, like, we can argue as much as we can. They were just in two different generations.
Right.
You can't.
Because who's to say like LeBron and the other in the 90s or in the 80s, like who's to say that LeBron couldn't have changed his game to better fit back then, or Michael Jordan could have better managed his game to fit in today's game, and who really knows, because it is two different games, like with the hand check rules and the tighter defense.
Now everyone's shooting threes.
Everybody's shooting threes. Big guys shoot point guards. Obviously.
I know, dude. Even you go to the park and there's still big guys that are shooting threes,
man, and they're actually making them. Like that's crazy. Like I'm gonna say this right now. The Warriors changed the game of basketball.
They did.
That 3-ball game is crazy. Move the ball around to somebody gets an open 3, make it cash. Everybody loves making threes now. They don't even care about going inside.
Yep. And I saw it somewhere where it was like the best shot in basketball is obviously a layup or a dunk. Like it's obvious, like the best shot. But the second best shot is a 3-pointer. Yeah, crazy. It's like that's in terms of like I can't remember what the stat was. I think it was like points per possession. So per possession, I don't really know what the actual stat was, but it was saying that the best shot in basketball is a layup or a dunk, and the second best is a 3, and then the third one is a free throw, and then the fourth one is like a mid-range 2. Yeah,
it's crazy because I don't know how people miss free throws.
I know, man.
Even LeBron was shooting like 68, 69.
I don't get that. I mean, it might be like a pressure thing. Or
Like, I'm sure it is like
a mental thing type thing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like
has to be
like a roadblock in their mind.
Got
where
to be. Like,
where
that don't make any sense because you get like that's a free bucket.
Exactly.
Gotta get your mechanic down. Just shoot it.
Do it the same every time.
Yeah, that's it. Like I don't. But I mean,
shooting 50% at the line, man. Like that's
you're
not
an
that hard.
NBA player. I get
you're a professional.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
you're a professional basketball player.
That's all you got to do.
You're a professional.
Yeah,
every day.
Yeah, you're getting paid.
You're
to
training.
do that.
Yeah, you're learning that. Like you're getting paid to do that.
Yeah, work on it, dude.
That's crazy.
And some people like they don't like DeAndre Jordan
Simmons,
or
dude.
Ben
like,
Simmons.
how can he not have a 3 by now? He's a liability on offense because he can't shoot.
He's a great inside.
He's so good, dude.
He's good inside.
He is so good.
But why can't he just sit there all day? Like fuck going with girls, Kim Kardashian. Who was he fucking with?
Kendall Jenner.
Stop fucking with them and just learn how to shoot a 3.
Learn your craft.
Yeah,
Get better with your craft.
He's really good. Ben Simmons, I like
his inside game.
I'm a fan of Ben Simmons. He's good at passing, but the threes, man, they leave him so open, man.
Yeah, I've seen countless videos.
They leave him so open.
They be at the 3. They be like what inside the paint. Like they give him so much space. Like no, you can't shoot that.
He'd be a way better player if he knew how to shoot.
Yeah, if he did that, and they would actually have to play defense on it.
Yeah, he'd be a way better player, dude. But the NBA season is weird, right? Like how they have it's like a dome, right? They're in Orlando or something.
Yeah, they're
it's
gonna
like,
be all the players are gonna be in one I think hotel. So and then they said they can have the players actually watch other players' games or other teams, and they gotta have that ring on to see if they have any symptoms.
Really? It's like a ring. It's like that they have to have a ring on all the time.
Okay, so you got all this stuff. So like, how are we gonna do this? Like for like the general public? Like, why don't you have this for general public?
Yeah, right. Like, if I can pass this test on my ring, like, let me in.
Yeah. But
I saw that. I think I saw like a tweet about that. It was like, and exactly what you're saying. NBA players get this special ring.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
What about teachers? All these people.
Yeah,
like, what
people
about?
were talking about that. Yeah, that made me think too. Like, okay, you're doing all this money for these players, athletes playing the sport, when you got all these like teachers or educators, obviously, or firefighters, police officers, hospital workers that are actually battling this firsthand. I mean, like, what?
I know. Shout out to them, dude. Shout out to the hospital and nurses and everything, dude.
Especially when the start of it all, that stuff is huge, man. They were struggling, especially New York. You see all that stuff in New York. They actually had a grave outside of the hospital.
Yeah,
and people can't even claim the bodies. Like, that stuff is crazy.
It is,
man.
dude. It really is. But going back to the NBA, like you're saying that the ring thing is probably expensive. Like that. So I'm saying is like the NBA definitely has the money to be able to afford that ring.
Like that.
It's a ring that literally
tells you.
Yeah, your symptoms. It gets your something about your lungs, something about your heart rate,
all that, obviously,
and it's able to determine like whether you have COVID symptoms like 3 days before it actually, I guess, messes you up.
That's crazy.
We have technology like that for NBA players. Why are we using stuff like that for the general public?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
And it's accurate. It was like 90% accurate or something like that. Like 95% accurate.
I know, dude. But the NBA, like the NBA can afford it though. You know that. I'm sure whatever company that came up with whatever ring that is, I'm sure it's not cheap.
I'm gonna buy it. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not cheap, and I'm sure the hospitals have. I don't know. Maybe the hospitals are kind of state funded, right? So the government's kind of. Who knows if the government's actually going to be willing to put money down to buy that stuff, right?
Too many hospitals.
But those people, the nurses and, the people that are actually battling this every day should be the first ones to get that
something
stuff.
like that, just so they know how to treat somebody.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe some do. Maybe, I'm sure that not all of them do, but you would hope that eventually everybody's got something like that, because the vaccine, who knows how long the vaccine is going to take, right?
Man, I hope it's by the end of this year. I'm still trying to travel, man.
I know, dude. I know. Like, people are canceling their weddings. People are,
I've seen countless weddings being canceled. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. This virus, man, is affecting everybody.
It is, dude. It's so weird how from almost like from one day to the next, it's like everything closed, man.
Everything was normal, and then out of nowhere, just slipped off. Like, it's just a whole
Rudy Gobert, dude. Rudy Gobert was the one.
Mad at him. Yeah. I remember Donovan Mitchell. He was mad.
He was touching mics, and he was out here in the locker room.
Like it was nothing. Like, no, stuff is serious. Like, obviously we see how serious it is now, but even before then, like, we didn't know how bad it was.
Exactly.
But he was just still touching everything, make it seem like it was a joke. Like, no, this is real, man.
And those are the people, the ones that think that they're immune or think that they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen to them. And then those are the ones that end up getting it.
That's how it usually is. You've seen in Arizona, we've had a raise in our cases. It's crazy, man.
I think Arizona's like they say the new hot spot.
Yeah, that's, oh my gosh.
And we might be like, I don't know, sort of biased because we live here. But Arizona never gave a fuck from the beginning. Like, not from the beginning. Arizona never cared.
So many stuff about our governor. People been talking.
Doug Ducey,
no mask, no
Doug
nothing.
Ducey,
much about him.
His what's that? The stay-at-home order was weak, dude. From the beginning, his stay-at-home order was weak. He was like letting these businesses, he called them essential businesses or whatever, and it was just like golf. You can still golf and stuff, or you can go to the salon and things like that.
No mask. He didn't require any mask. We were one of the first states to open up everything. And you remember when protest before, I guess the big protest before like the George Floyd stuff, there was protest of just like fucking dumb white people.
Yeah, they want to get a haircut. I want a haircut.
Exactly.
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And I want to say it first started in like Arizona, and it was like Arizona and like Pennsylvania or something like that.
That's so crazy.
Those protests are crazy though. The ones that are still going on, right? Isn't it like 20 days past?
I don't blame him. No,
I saw like there's I don't know if you saw like downtown, they have like Black Lives Matter like on downtown. Have you seen in like in Washington DC and everything?
Oh, I thought you were talking about in Tucson. No.
In Tucson, no, like the one that they have in DC, they have it in Tucson now.
I don't know where it's at though. I seen that.
Yeah, it's
I don't know where it's at.
It's like right downtown. It's like Congress, and I don't know where, but it's big and it's right downtown,
I thought it was
dude.
on 4th, to be honest.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Congress, and I can't remember what the other crossing street is, but it's huge. It's down there, dude. And that stuff, dude, it needs to happen, man. Like,
it
needs to happen.
Did you do any protesting?
I didn't actually, but I'm not saying I wish I did. It's just I'm not trying to sound selfish. I just know it's hot, and I've heard people actually passed out and fainted. Doing it and whatnot.
And at the same time, you going out and you protesting, it's like you then have a higher chance of getting coronavirus.
Yeah, there's been a rise in it when people are doing the protests and all that. But I mean, if you want to get into that, I want to talk about that because I mean, just as myself, as you can see, I am. I mean, you can see
we don't know. We don't go through that. I mean, we're Mexican. I'm growing out my mustache just so people can tell I'm not white. So it's like, I'm growing out. It's tough to be a white guy right now, dude. White guys are falling like left and right. So I'm growing my mustache out, trying to tell people that, I'm not white, but obviously we're not black and you are, so it's a completely different world than what.
Man. I mean, just seeing we're all going through stuff, bro. It's just like I'm gonna be honest with you. It does affect me. Just seeing all these videos. It's not even about black people. Like I've seen countless videos where the police have been like beating up a man that's already handcuffed. Like, what's the point of you like already trying to beat somebody up? Is this like a power struggle thing?
Yeah, like you can't move, man.
Yeah,
like you can't.
Already like he's already detained. What else do you need?
Yeah,
to do?
like
trying to prove yourself.
Yeah, I can't. There's no way of maneuvering yourself out of it at all to throw a punch, maybe a kick or something. But even then,
if you
can
get up
grab
and
a kick.
run, how the fuck are you gonna get that far with your hands behind your back?
I mean, because I've just seen like countless videos. Like another thing goes back to social media. Yeah, it goes back to social media. Social media is dangerous because it shows you all this. I mean, obviously there's always going to be good cops, bad cops, but this is just something has nothing to do with being a good cop or bad cop. This is a whole system that's based off of something that is honestly it's racist, man. It's just racist.
It's been around for
blatantly how it is. It's racist.
Ever.
The system's always been racist.
Yeah,
I mean,
always.
I got pulled over like maybe like a couple months ago and I wouldn't say I didn't understand what was happening. I think I did. I don't know. Yeah. But once I got pulled over, I had my sister and my little itty bitty Chihuahua dog in the car. And the cop pulls me over. I think I was speeding like a little bit. I think it was a 35 and I was going 51 or something like that. Oh, wow. He clocked me.
He's like a little bit.
Yeah. just a wee bit. We gonna let it go. It's about the story. That's all good.
But he pulled me over and he asked for my license. Yeah, he said something about, he's like, oh, did you know how fast you were going? And I was like, yeah, I was definitely going a little bit fast. And he grabbed my license. And I did. So they ask you, right, license and registration or the insurance.
Yeah.
So I gave him my license and I couldn't find the insurance. So he scanned my license. I didn't give him the insurance and he came back. I finally found it and I was going to hand it to him. He was just like, he handed me back my license and he was like, are you going to listen to the speed limit or am I going to give you a ticket? And I was like, oh, I'll listen.
Yeah.
And he drove away. And right after that, I realized like, if I had a record on my license or something, he didn't even look at my insurance. He didn't even fucking look at my insurance.
You'd have been done.
But let disregard the record.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Disregard that. Let's say he pulls up and there's like, I don't know, a black dude with cornrows and tattoos
he's just like looking like you, looking like
exactly
like myself.
And it's I realized I was like that shit. It almost feels like they have to be like racist. I don't know, like they.
I mean.
Like he would have definitely asked you for your insurance and would have been mad if you didn't show it or something like that.
It's just, bro. I mean,
and I realized it. I was like, dude, this shit's different.
It's crazy. This is something deeper than what it is. Like this is like a whole reform needs to happen. That's why people are protesting.
And it should happen. It needs to happen. It's been way too long, man.
It's been way too long. We've been seeing
way too long.
Man, I mean, seeing the murders from police, like. You go to these people for protection. You call these people for protection. Yeah. Like you want to go feel safe around them. I'm going to say this personally. I don't feel safe around at all. I honestly, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this right
now.
And
I'm obviously not black, but I am still scared of them too.
That's
like, but
it's like everything, how everything's going
even
on
when I was little or something, like it's always that notion of like, oh, they're going to bust you. They're going to pull you over. So it's like, you got to slow it. Exactly. When you're around them. Yeah.
2 or 10.
Yeah.
Check my light.
Make sure everything's good.
You see them behind you or some shit.
Yeah. You think you're behind you. You think you're doing something wrong. Like you start getting paranoid. Like, oh my gosh, like, am I doing wrong? Don't look back at him. Don't look this way. Don't look like keep your head straight. Like it's
and then you should fear for like a fucking ticket, not for your life.
Yeah,
people
exactly.
are fearing for their life.
I mean, this is
that's me. Like that, I'm just scared of like a ticket, right? I'm just but you like you or other black people
on top of that, my life. Like it's just like these dudes have taken away, not even dudes, like just this. I mean, I'm not saying that because I know actually a cop, Julian Gomez.
Yeah.
I mean. Not disregarding him at all, but this is just something deeper than that.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It's something way deeper. Like cops have been taking away humans' lives.
Yeah.
This is a human life we're talking. Like,
Forever.
Yeah, That's why people keep saying Black Lives Matter, because this is a human life they're talking about. They're not talking about our lives matter.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
Yeah, but it's not like they don't fucking understand that
They
all
don't
lives
understand it.
matter.
They need to educate themselves, like why we're saying this, like why people are educating, like saying Black lives do matter, because you see countless times Black people have been dying by the police.
Yep.
And you go to these people for protection.
Yep. Supposed to. And I think it was Chris Rock said it. He said it like, he's like, because you mentioned good cop, bad cop, right?
Yeah.
Chris Rock was like, cops is a profession where there shouldn't be any bad cops.
Because they kill somebody and they're like, oh, it's just a bad apple. He's just a bad cop.
Yeah.
Oh, not at all.
And then Chris Rock was like, yeah, I had a bad apple. It's not that bad. But he's like, in terms of being a cop and you're a bad apple, that's really bad.
Yeah,
he's like,
man.
he's like, cops are just like a profession where there shouldn't be any bad apples. He's like, think of a pilot. Think of a pilot if there's a bad apple. And it's like, oh, you know,
And
it's
they
just a
crash.
bad apple, you know? And it's
Like,
like,
oh, you know, he's
bro.
just a bad pilot.
No,
we just
don't
have a
shrug
few.
that off. Like,
Yeah,
this is
exactly.
Like, bro, like
you
I
can't
said,
just
come
say
back
it's a
to it.
bad apple or it's a bad
Come
cop.
back to
You
it.
cannot. Like
They
that's
gotta be like,
that's
they
an
gotta be
easy
held
way
accountable.
out.
They need to be held accountable.
Oh,
You're
they
the
do.
You're the professional. You should be able to know how to conduct yourself.
Yep. And they don't educate enough. Like
At
you
all.
spend, however, like let's say less than a year learning how to be a cop,
Yeah.
and then you're out in the streets, like you know, trying to
Yeah.
patrol the city, trying to patrol the town. It's not enough time.
And they're usually like, I don't know, like high school. I'm not saying high school graduates aren't worthy, you know, but they usually don't grab the best, you know.
Yeah.
You sign up to be a cop, I guess. I don't know.
Go through the training and all that. Do
Yeah,
the
and it's-
paperwork. Yeah.
They don't get paid shit too, right? So
Yeah.
you'd imagine that.
I mean, we can't speak on it. We're not cops, but I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just knowing, but I'm just, bro, they need more training. It's just
and-
a reform. Like,
and
all
again,
there is to it just needs to be a reform.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
all
And
it is
forget
to
the
it.
cops. Like you're saying, forget the cops. Like that's one thing, but it is deeper
It's a
and
deeper-
more
it's just
ingrained.
a system. It's not the
ingrained
people, not the
than-
individual. This is a system that needs to be reformed. That's plain and simple.
And it needs to be reformed.
Needs to be reformed.
And it's shitty because it should already be reformed.
Already been reformed. We're
Yeah.
in 2020. That what cops were made in what 1800s.
Yeah,
After
however-
I can tell you this right now, history lesson. The cops were made after the slaves were freed.
Okay.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the slaves were free, and they know slaves didn't have no jobs. They didn't give them no opportunities because they were still
Yeah.
racist
Right.
back then. X, Y, and
Yeah.
Z.
Exactly.
So like, okay, let's make the police state. I mean, the police state, or make it the police. So they knew black people were gonna have to steal in order to.
You get desperate.
Yeah.
they get desperate
Because you have to. Like,
and-
if you don't have any money, you don't have a skill to learn. Because all you do is, you're just, you're a slave. You don't
What skill
you don't
you
get
got?
any
You know,
education. You don't know how to read.
translate
Yeah.
that.
You got
Yeah.
nothing
So
at
it's like
all.
you have no other choice
Had
but
no
to
other choice.
steal or get.
They
You gotta
basically
eat.
forced their hand to do what they needed to do. In order to do that, they were going to lock them up, put them in the prison, and they could still make a profit off of prison. That's why the prison is huge. They're
It's
making
huge.
money off prison
And
right
to
now.
this day,
to
it's
this day,
still fucking
to this day,
huge.
to this entire day. That was what 200 years ago,
Yeah.
300 years ago, however long ago,
Yeah.
400 years ago.
Exactly.
That's wild, bro. We're in 2020, and this is me and you are living this right
Yep.
now.
And
It's still
especially
going on
in
right now.
America, dude.
In America, yeah.
Especially in America. And
America.
I've heard that America is by far the leading in terms
That's
of like
crazy.
people in prison.
They
Like,
make money off that.
yeah, it's private
make
prisons.
money.
Like
Yeah.
there shouldn't be a such thing as like having a private held prison. Like that shouldn't
At
be
all.
a thing.
This goes back to capitalism, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Right
Yeah, you
back
got to
what
make
we
your
talking
money,
about.
right? You got to
They're
make your
making their
money.
That's all
Yeah.
business. America's a business, man. That's
Yeah.
not even about giving. What about the people? This is a business. America's a business. That's all
Yeah,
it is.
and it needs, but it needs to be changed, dude. Like
Reform.
it needs to be changed.
why people doing the
It's
protests.
been too damn long,
Too
man.
long.
Too damn long, and
Seeing it too many videos, too many countless times. I'm just gonna keep going back to it. You look to the police for protection. You're out here killing people.
yeah.
I mean,
You can't have a bad apple. You
Obviously,
can't
yeah.
have a bad cop.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a thing. That
I'm gonna
shouldn't be
keep going
allowed.
back. I mean, I know I'm not a cop. I haven't been in a cop's shoes, nothing like that. But at the end of the day, is it worth you taking a human life?
Yeah, nothing.
For committing a crime.
Nothing,
for committing
bro.
A crime. Obviously they can kidnap somebody, murder somebody. I mean,
Even then, it's still
human life. That should be in regards to like the law itself, not the police officer.
right. Yeah,
It's
not the
supposed to
yeah.
to subdue the
Exactly.
criminal.
The law, the police officer shouldn't be setting the law. They shouldn't be setting, the sentence, because they're essentially they're sending these people as a death sentence. They're giving these people that they do kill a death sentence. They shouldn't be the ones sentencing that.
Yeah.
They should go through the court justice and have that sort of and that sort of thing.
Not
And
the cops themselves, man. I mean, it's just crazy, man.
the cop can't be a judge and an executioner and a cop at the same time. You can't be all that.
I'm frustrated, man.
Yeah, and you should be, dude, and we all should be. We all should be.
This is like you seen how many people have came together because of this. Like this is ridiculous how many people came together.
Yeah,
it makes me happy, but at the same time, we just know that something needs to be done.
Yeah, and
something needs to be done.
And you keep seeing these cops still messing up, man. You still even after all the George
Floyd
Floyd
that just died, man.
Yeah,
18-year-old kid. He was a he was a security guard for an auto shop. The cops stopped him or something. I don't know the full facts
details.
Yeah, but they shot this kid. He was only 18 years old. He's just being a security guard for an auto shop, and he started running away from him because he was scared for his life.
Right.
They shot him, man.
That's so stupid.
I just saw this literally happen like yesterday.
That's so stupid, man.
Oh man,
that one. Have you seen that Dave Chappelle special? The one that just came out.
Not a special.
Dude,
I've seen a little bit. I didn't watch
846.
It wasn't even like comedy. He was just furious, dude. He was fucking pissed off,
a lot of
and
people
for good reason.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
And he said the John Crawford one. I knew about it before it was mentioned. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen that one.
That one's fucking one of the bad ones too, dude. I think the George Floyd one is the worst example because Dave Chappelle's special was titled 846 because that's how long the cop was on his neck.
Yeah,
exactly. And the John Crawford one was another one. It was in Ohio, and John Crawford was at like a Walmart. And I think all he was doing was like getting s'mores for his kids or something like that.
God, man,
all he was doing.
That's crazy.
And he was on the phone and he had an airsoft gun in his hand. He had an airsoft gun pointed downwards, like on his hip. It wasn't like a pistol. It was like a pretty big sized airsoft gun.
Yeah.
You see the Walmart security footage. All he's doing is walking around with like a phone and the gun by his side. Some fucking idiot decides to call the police and say that there is a person in Walmart pointing a gun at people. And then, of course, they ask, what does he look like? Oh, he's a black man. He's 6 foot. He's a black guy.
As soon as they say that, what happens? Triggered. They're going to be like, oh, he's
exactly.
a threat.
So they tell, I'm sure, like, the thing is at first I didn't blame the cop. Because if you got the information that there's a person in Walmart pointing gun at people,
you're already on go. You're already like 10. Like
first of all, he wasn't. On video, you do not see him point the gun at anybody, not once. The guy, in fact, who gave that call came back and retracted and said, well, obviously he fucked up in the moment. And he said that to the 911 director. But he was interviewed later and he said that I made a mistake and he wasn't pointing the gun at anybody.
That person should be.
He was a fucking white guy, of course.
The caller said he was pointing the gun at people?
Yes.
Yeah,
on the phone.
exactly. So the caller gave the police.
Like, come on now.
Exactly. The caller gave the police wrong information saying that this guy's pointing.
Yeah,
and he wasn't.
It's one thing. You're looking at this guy on the phone. You can definitely tell whether he's pointing the gun or not. Like it's a distinct thing. And this guy goes and tells the cop, like, oh, he's pointing gun at people. And then the cop, of course, comes in and just shoots the guy without any warning.
But it wasn't nothing. So the dude, John Crawford, had no idea. All he was doing, let's say he's going up an aisle. He's going up. First of all, like, I guess I'll backtrack a little bit. If you're the cop, so like I said, I kind of defended the cop. If you were given that information.
Yeah, you're given that information. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
You freaking walk into a Walmart and someone's pointing a gun at people. I'm sure there's a ginormous difference between a regular day at Walmart and then someone pointing a gun at people.
You see people scattering.
And there wasn't.
Assess the situation yourself.
Nothing. There wasn't anything like that. Nobody. He wasn't pointing nothing. So the cop walks in with his gun pointed, and all John Crawford did was like walk to the other aisle, and the cop was coming down the aisle. No, put your gun down, no warning, no nothing, blasted him. And then it was a fucking pellet gun. And the dude, like, it kind of reminded me, I was kind of drawing a little comparisons between Emmett Till's case with that white woman.
That's so
who
crazy.
fucking
I know,
lied.
that one's horrible too.
And then
he's a kid, man.
It wasn't cops though, I guess. It was just these fucking cowards who came into the night. They came in, kidnapped him at the night, and beat him to death. Those are cowards. They weren't cops. Like, they were just a bunch of thugs.
Yeah.
But it's that thing of like somebody
a person lying,
telling
exactly.
misinformation.
She lied and said that,
and
he whistled.
Then that person giving that misinformation should be the one getting tried and should be, going to jail or facing, prison time.
It was two white people lying, which led to a black person's death. Like, obviously, I think the Emmett Till one was different. Obviously, it was way back when, and it wasn't cops, and they just.
But still, it goes to that thing where it's like,
still, it's like a whistleblower, like a white fucking whistleblower says some lie.
Say one little thing. Oh, no.
Yep. Oh, okay.
And blast them.
Trigger finger ready. Yeah, it's so sad, man. Like it needs to be changed, dude. It's been way too long.
I just don't get it. What is so threatening about?
Yeah, exactly.
What's so threatening about my skin, or just like in general? What's so threatening about minorities? I don't get it. I don't get it. What's so threatening about it?
Nothing, dude.
What is it?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Threatened by us?
Just for whatever reason, some people have it engraved in their mind to where these people are less, we're better.
But I don't know.
Get rid of them.
I don't know. When I was saying the cop situation, I do get. I don't know. I don't want to be like in defense of racist or anything, but when a cop does pull you over, I don't know how to take that. It's like ingrained in people's head that if someone's like yadded, they have a bunch of tattoos.
They get that perception of like,
exactly,
oh, he's a
like
thug.
this.
Yeah,
it's
right.
so ingrained in people's heads that
they put that on TV. That's what it is. It's TV.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If thugs are normally what they got rough hair, probably are all tatted up. They always have thugs in movies like that. So that's why
exactly. That's a very good point. In movies,
that perception in us.
Exactly. In movies, the criminals and the thugs are portrayed as either a black guy or Mexican guy, all tatted up everywhere.
It's
Well,
rarely a white guy.
Hardly.
If it's a white guy, it's the mob. They're in the mob, or they're Irish mob, or like whatever. None, like I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like the mobsters or like things like that. It's like that's what we grow up and what generations before us grow up watching on TV. So it's like,
this is like
and even then,
thing. It's not even like
dude. Even then, like disregard the TV. It was even before the TV was going around. So
even like my mom, obviously she's older than us, and I think she's in her 50s, and she would say that when she was younger and she saw someone who had tattoos, she thought, oh, that person just got out of jail. She was like, oh, that dude just got out of jail.
Yeah, and she was like a little kid thinking that. So it's like it's ingrained, you know. It's just how things are portrayed, and it needs to fucking change, man.
That's why people are protesting.
Yeah,
I don't know what. Like it's the typical. We need to change this, and I don't know how. Like, I don't
exactly.
necessarily
like, what?
know.
What would you say? Like to us, like two Mexican dudes. Like, what would you think that? Like, what would we have to do? Like, because we want to help. We want to help Mexicans are definitely disenfranchised, but not in the same manner as black people.
Yeah,
like, you know,
I think just educate. That's the only thing that
just learn more. Have these kind of conversations. You know, have these kind of
yourself. Just educate yourself, and then if you do see something going wrong, just be like, officer, what's going wrong, or just like not even saying that. Just figure out what's going wrong. But just education.
Yeah, or if you have kids too, educate your kids. Like,
educate your kids.
Especially the kids.
Racism is taught, man. Racism is definitely taught.
It kind of sucks. I saw this dude, I saw this one video of a black dad who was teaching his son like what happened to George Floyd. He was teaching his son that when someone kneels on your back, you're able to like move around and take a breath.
Yeah.
And like what you're saying about it, that's fucking. Why does he have to teach his fucking? You know,
that should not.
Exactly.
It was horrible. That's what his message was. Obviously, he was trying to say.
Should not be a message at all. That should not be a conversation that we should be having at all.
It shouldn't.
Crazy.
Yeah, you shouldn't be educating your kids like that.
Crazy.
That's
so sad.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be like that. But it needs to be taught, like those kind of things of like the little kid and the dad, you know, the dad teaching the little kid, that needs to happen because of where we're at right now. Yeah. But it shouldn't be like that, but it has to be, you know, because little kids have to know that's, you know, a little black kid has to know.
The world that we're living in right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You can be the most smartest man in the world. You can be educated. You can be a law attorney. You can be a
doctor, a neurosurgeon.
As long as they see that skin color, they're like, oh, he's a threat. That's literally what society has put on us, or just what they're taught when they were younger. It's everything's taught.
Yeah, I think I saw, do you know who Torrey Hunter is? He's a baseball player.
That name sounds really familiar.
So he's a baseball player. He's a black baseball player. And he lives in like California, like the Hollywood Hills, let's say. I don't know if it is the Hollywood Hills or like the hills or I don't know. I'm not rich enough to know what that area is like.
No,
but
sorry. Well, at least not yet.
Yeah, you're right.
At least not yet.
He lives there. He's lived there for a long time, and I don't know, like maybe it was like these new neighbors showed up or something like that, and he's pulling up to his house like every day, and the neighbors are like, "What are you doing here? Like what are you like? What are you doing here?" You can be the most famous person in the world. You can be LeBron James. Exactly.
They're gonna see black, man. That's what it is. They're just not even black. They're just gonna see your skin tone and be like, "You don't belong in this area."
Yeah.
They call the cops. Let the cops assess the situation, and then one thing lead another.
Yep. And some cities are even more racist than others. Like Boston, I've heard, like Boston, Massachusetts. I've heard that's like a city that like it's really tough over
especially
there.
in the South, Mississippi and all
South
that.
Especially
South. I don't know how people are living there. I've never been there myself, but I mean, just like knowing that racists do live there.
That and they fought for racism. Like they fought for the slaves. Like the South fought for that stuff. Confederate flag. Yeah, they're waving it around.
Yeah, man, it's just crazy, man.
Yeah. And then, man,
It makes me mad. I mean,
I know.
I get frustrated.
I know, and I get frustrated too, but I'm not even in your shoes. Like, we're not even in your shoes, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
but I mean, everybody's feeling it right now. So you see the struggle that Black people are going through, and honestly, sad. I mean, I can even tell you a story about one time I got racially profiled. I was this is when I had Purple Rain, my 1990,
oh yeah, the
my
Honda Accord.
1996 Honda Accord.
Yeah,
my
I remember Purple Rain. I remember that.
The paint on it was sparkly, so I
Yeah,
called
it was.
Rain.
It was like a
was my
flashy
baby.
kind of sparkly
Yeah, that was
color,
my baby.
dude.
I love that car. That was forever my
I remember
greatest
that car.
Like,
Yeah, it was purple, dude. It was purple, like I remember
Rain.
that.
But the crazy thing was, I was over here on Ina, and I barely had just got my license. I get pulled over, and the officer's like, you know, I pulled you over today. I was like, no. I was like, I know I was doing the speed limit. He's like, okay, I'm gonna need you to step out the car. So I step out the car. I'm like thinking nothing happened. He's like, do you mind if I search your trunk? I'm like, okay, I got nothing to hide. Like, yeah, I go ahead and search my trunk. And then so he calls up another officer, and I'm like having a conversation with him. I was like, we was talking about something like, because I just had went skiing or something like that.
So just like a random conversation.
Yeah, random conversation, and he's like, he rated it, and somebody else was like, why are you calling somebody else? What's the problem? He's like, oh, don't worry about it. He's just gonna search your car. And so we continued talking. I'm not thinking of it. And I was like, okay, no, like seriously, like why you guys searching my car? And he's all like, no, we got a call thinking that you fit the description of somebody else. I was like, come on, man.
That's fucking
Like,
racist.
I'm crazy.
Right there.
Like, I'm a 16-year-old kid. Like I just had got my license. Like why are you like? At that time, I didn't think much of it, but I called my dad after the whole encounter. He's like, are you okay? Like I was like, yeah, I'm fine. It's just like, I don't know why he stopped me, but he told me, the cop told me, obviously, he's like, but I told my dad, I was like, I don't know why he stopped me, but he said he thought I fit the description of a suspect that they were looking for.
That's such bullshit. Think about
crazy,
it.
man.
Think about being that cop who pulled you over. You're let's say, for example, let's say he's even true. I almost think that's complete bullshit.
No, it's always
I almost
bullshit.
think that's
It's always
complete bullshit.
It's bullshit all the time.
But let's say it's just so happens to be true and he's chasing some black dude, obviously.
Yeah.
What time was it? Do you even remember what time?
It was like around like 8 or 9.
So you're fucking looking into your car.
You can see me. You can see my face.
That's it. You don't see your hair. You don't see... Like, my dad had a good example. He said that people of a certain race so let's say you line up a black guy and two black people. A white person will say, like, let's say they're very similar in everything, their face, their hair. A white person will say, oh, those two look exactly alike. Oh, like you say two different images and like, oh, those dudes look exactly alike.
Yeah.
You get a black person, he's like, no, those guys are completely different. His nose, his hair.
Yeah, you can tell
like
the difference.
people of the same race
you
are
can tell
able
the difference.
Exactly.
You can easily
like
tell
how
the
Asian
difference.
people are able to see, oh, this person's Korean, this person's Chinese, this guy is Japanese, when we're just like, everyone's Chinese, you know, like everyone's
like, oh, I don't know what they look like. I don't know.
Exactly. It's kind of the same thing, but like I'm thinking if you're that cop, all he did was look in your car and was like, boom, fucking black guy, let me pull him over. That's it.
Exactly
couldn't see your hair, couldn't see like how heavy you were or your skin tone.
This is back when I had the short hair. I didn't have no hair like this.
And he's just like, boom, that guy fits my description. But I'm sure it was bullshit.
I'm a kid at this point. I'm under 18. Like I'm a kid.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're chasing a big ass adult.
Don't do anything bad. Like he doesn't even know me myself, obviously, but he just sees, okay, you're black. Let me pull this guy over. So I mean, that's crazy. You can have a college degree, be a doctor. They're gonna see black and they're gonna think you're a threat. That's what it is.
And what he was saying earlier, like you can't really tell weight when you're driving. Like you're only seeing like from almost like the shoulder up or whatever. So it's like if you get a description, oh, it's like a big fat guy or whatever, and they pull you over, it's like, well,
you look like a 6 footer.
All right, I'm gonna go.
You look like you're 6'5" driving. You know, like what if the description is a tall guy? How are you going to determine how fucking tall someone is?
Yeah, you can't.
Seat back, and then they'll be like, okay, maybe I don't know, but still, at the end of the day.
I've never had to have like if a cop like pulls me over, I've never had to step out of the vehicle. Like never have I ever.
Of course, they pick on you being young. You know,
I was young. Yeah.
If you're, I'm saying, obviously, let's say like you're older and you're like, why do I need to step out of the car? Like I'm not drunk. Did you smell alcohol? Like I'm not fucking
exactly.
drunk. I was a young kid. Like I just got
and
my
they pick on you. It's just
what excuse did they have to pull you over? Did he give you an excuse? He said you were speeding or what?
He didn't pull me over. He's
you
like,
fit the description. That's such bullshit.
But he told me after that, they were done doing all the search and everything. He told me that after all the fact.
Of course.
Because I was talking to the officer, and then the other officer was searching through all my stuff.
Yeah.
So let's just say those dudes are fucking searching your shit. I'm not saying anything, but let's say they find like a little nug of weed. Just so happen to find a little bit. I bet you that fit your description shit is BS. They're not going to say that. They're going to arrest you for that weed. They're going to clock you on that. That's it. You're in the back of the car.
Yeah.
Like they're not just... That's BS. Like I think they're doing it to fucking search you. They're doing it. They're gonna plant a little crack, like
Probable
that.
cause.
They say
Probable
that shit.
cause. They just need one little probable cause.
Exactly. But what was the probable cause? I guess
don't
being
know.
black
I
is
was
a
young- I
probable
was young
cause,
back
right?
then. I didn't know. I was just like, I'm like, you just learn to just
Yeah.
listen to the cop,
Right,
say
right.
nothing wrong, just so you can see and lived another day. Just like
For some cops, being black is a probable cause. Like that is like a
that's sad, man.
yeah.
That's
is.
exact. Have you seen that Family Matters clip?
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's
one.
exactly what
seen that
fucking
one.
happened to you when you were saying that. That's what I was
I've seen
thinking.
that.
What was that clip about?
The son came
Yeah,
home.
you talk about it.
I can't remember what's his name.
Eddie,
Eddie, yeah.
Eddie, yeah.
He came home and he was talking to his dad, who's a cop. What's his name too? I can't remember his name.
I think they're both Eddie Winslow. They're both Eddie.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I think you're
yeah,
right.
like,
they're both-
yeah.
And he's a cop. He came home and he told his dad, I think he said he got pulled over.
Yeah, he's talking about he got pulled over by
And
two
he was
white cops 'cause
racially
he was in the wrong
profiled.
neighborhood.
and
He was in the
like,
wrong neighborhood.
Yeah. He was
Racially
down in the wrong neighborhood.
profiled, and I think so I'm not sure. And then the dad he didn't believe him. He was just like, oh, you had to been doing something, or I'm not sure. He didn't believe him.
Like, no, Dad, I wasn't doing anything wrong. I know what I was doing.
And he was
I
passionate. He was
yeah.
like, I wasn't doing anything. It sucks that you don't believe me. He's like, what's
own
worse
father,
is that
yeah.
you don't believe me. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then he
And
gets
then, like the next day, he went and talked to those officers.
Yep, and what did the officer say? Oh, he fit a description of a person who was stealing
They always
cars.
go to their go-to.
Yeah, that is their go-to. It is almost like a cop out.
description.
It's like, yeah, it's
And
like
he realized, he's like, oh shit, my son's fucking right. Like he's definitely right.
because you can't almost like you can't prove them right or you can't prove it right or wrong. That they are saying, oh, they fit a description, because you can't really, you can't be like, okay, well, prove it.
Yeah,
It's like, well,
what's he
I'm
look like? Tell me, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
But I mean,
yeah,
they
exactly.
have all the information. You don't have nothing. You
yeah,
just have to comply.
And
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Comply to them. I mean,
And we shouldn't be scared of them. We should look
At
for
all.
them protect. Someone was like, if you're doing your job right, then nothing
We
like
have
that.
these
Like
conversations
yeah,
at all. We
exactly.
would not have these
Like
conversations.
firefighters.
Everything
Like
would be okay.
no one shits on firefighters.
At
No
all.
one says anything
I've seen
bad
that.
about
I've
firefighters.
seen
Yeah.
that. I've seen that. Like,
Yeah.
shit on medical workers, nothing like they try to make people better. Firefighters try to fight fires, make sure everybody gets out safe. You call the police to make sure the crime is okay, that you can apprehend the criminal or whatever's going on. But I've seen one thing that we rely on the police on a lot of things that we shouldn't. So
What do you mean?
Like, I've seen one thing, like, say it's like there's like a call about, say like a mentally ill person.
Okay.
Like they should call somebody as far as like that can deal with that, as far as not even the cops, because there's been multiple times where the cop has actually shot the mentally ill person.
I
and
see.
they're freaking out. I have
they
heard
don't know
about
how to
that. He has like
handle it.
schizophrenia,
So yeah, you gotta
autistic.
call
and
somebody
they-
that actually knows how to handle, like
I
a
see.
specialist,
like a psychiatrist or whatever,
so
right?
that's the specialist in it. So, but like, there's calls that some cops should not even have to handle. Like, that's why I'm saying there always has to be a reform.
Yeah.
There should be calls for like something like that, for example, should happen. They call that specialist in to handle it,
Yeah.
and de-escalate the situation, not having to call the cops and the cop not know what to do because they're not properly trained in it. So
That makes perfect sense. Like those things, and for whatever reason, we have also led all this, throughout this whole time of history of having cops and stuff. It's like we almost like want them to do everything for us,
everything.
and
Like, we rely on them on a lot.
Yeah,
Like, I
and
think
there are
about
things
now.
that they're not
They're
trained
not
for.
equipped for it
Yeah,
at all.
they're not like the psychiatrist thing. It's like, yeah, you should instead call a psychiatrist, but we don't
Yeah.
have a 911 psychiatrist.
At
We
all.
don't have like
Yeah.
anything like that, right?
That's why there needs to be reform. They can do something as far as create a
Yeah.
system for
even
that.
Yeah.
like the John Crawford thing, what I was like, saying earlier, like let's say, I don't know, just little step. You fucking call the Walmart. You just call the manager, or actually call the store.
Oh, yeah. You don't even
and
call the
find
cops.
out. I was like, is there someone pointing a gun at people? Is there someone shooting someone? And
There's
then
always
that's
something else
it.
they can do. There's always something else somebody else can
But
do.
instead, they come in fucking guns
Gun blazing.
pointing and they
Gun
shoot.
blazing, man.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
always something else that can be done. Always. There's always. That's just a given. That's not even talking about this. There's always something given. There's something that always can be done.
Yeah, and it goes back to just that the reform, the sort of
That's
like
why I'm talking. Yeah,
it being ingrained in everything, because it's a mixture of a lot of different things. Like it's a
Yeah.
mixture of racism, a mixture
Racism.
of the cops, of us
The
relying
law
to the
system,
cops,
judicial
of us.
system,
Yeah,
how people get sentenced.
Exactly.
Like, bro, we can get
it's
talking
a
about
mixture
that too.
of everything,
It's
and it's
crazy.
like
It's crazy. No,
it
no,
needs
it's
to
crazy.
change. It needs to
It's
get
crazy.
better.
Who's that guy that he raped that girl like last year and he only got like 6 months probation? I forgot. It's
Oh, the Stanford guy? Was it the Stanford guy? Like the
something
guy
that. And he
that
only got
The
6
swimmer?
months.
Is that what you're saying? Like, no.
there
what
was
it?
something.
He's
Yeah, I
like-
think he was a
Is
swimmer.
was it Brock Turner?
Yeah,
Brock
that's the
Turner?
guy. That's the guy
he
I'm
only got
thinking of.
6 months for raping a girl right behind a trash can, and then say something like, if it's another race, not
Yeah.
even black, if it was another race, they would get 25 years tops
Yep.
easily.
Yep.
And even what if the accuser's lying? They're still going to serve that time, and they got to fight their case for however long they're still in jail. And then what if they beat it, and what if they don't beat
Yeah.
it? So is that probably that's crazy, man? Like there needs to be reform. Like, and
there's
people are in
so
jail
much
for weed right
examples.
now. For
Yeah.
like little
Yep.
nuggets of
Yep.
weed.
Yeah,
People are in jail
exactly.
for that.
Yep. and then weed's becoming so lenient now. Like
People are making money.
Yeah.
Who's making money?
Exactly. The
Who's making money?
corporations, the white people, white
Yeah.
corporations. Yeah,
Yes.
they're the ones that are making money.
While there's still people in jail for a little nugget of weed.
Yep.
Just for trying to sell it.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And it's weird too, because if you get busted here, you get busted in California, it's like one thing. But you get busted in Texas, where it's like super strict. It's like, dude, they don't fuck around with weed over there. Yeah, in Texas
crazy.
they don't. Yeah, so it's completely different. Like I feel like there needs to be almost like an agreement. I get it, I get it both ways, to where it's like states can kind of create their own laws.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when it does have to do with weed, and I think Dom was mentioning it, he said that weed being federally illegal is also stopping us from like learning about it more and doing more research about
There's
it.
nothing wrong with it.
So yeah, and it helps people. Like there's medical purposes.
Yeah.
CBD,
people are using CBD now. That's very popular.
Yep.
A lot of
there's stores that are popping up left and right.
Let's
CBD
say not
stores.
even medically, just recreationally. It's not that bad. It's just like taking a drink of wine. Why can it be any
different? Who put it in people's heads? Why they made it look bad? I don't know who did it. I bet whoever did, they fucked up.
I think it was racist. I think they were saying.
I think it was
black
racist.
people and
They
Mexicans.
associated with race. See, man, everything goes back to race.
Racism and money, dude. Racism and money.
Racism and money. Like that's crazy, man.
America's built off of racism and money,
It is.
dude.
No, it definitely is. I seen this one thing where America, like this guy was talking, Dr. Umar Johnson. He's this big guy on Twitter I've seen a lot. And he was talking about how America can always send like people back, immigrants back. They can send like Puerto Rican or something.
Really?
Hispanic.
As long as they're not a citizen, or
yeah, they can send like say how
like Julian.
We can talk about it. So say if somebody's Mexican, they can send it back to Mexico. If somebody's German, they send it back to Germany. If a black person wants to be sent back, they can't, because he's saying that we have a disconnect with Africa.
What?
So we can't be sent back. So we're like kind of like stuck here.
Yeah.
Like, what are we gonna do? Like we have that disconnect from Africa.
Back, right.
It's been a 400-year disconnect because they took us as slaves over here. So we can't even go back to our motherland because there's a huge disconnect. Like it's crazy, man. I mean, I've been educating myself a lot these past like 2 weeks ever since the George Floyd incident.
Yeah, and I'm sure your whole life too. Your whole life. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. But this was just like a wake up call. The whole George Floyd thing was a wake up
Absolutely,
call.
dude. I kind of thought a little bit when Colin Kaepernick initially started kneeling.
People hated that.
I was a little bit like, why are you? I definitely was.
It was.
And then he wore something where I think he had like socks where he had like pigs on it and shit, and people were making fun of him. And that's still, again, that kind of piles on the, oh, well, fuck him. Like, he doesn't. Yeah. But now, like, and also like with the Black Lives Matter thing, I would say, I'll be honest, like I wasn't totally on board. I was a little bit on that, like, oh, all lives matter thing. Yeah. But then you educate like yourself.
Educate
exactly.
Yourself. We're not discrediting all lives matter. Like, I mean, I'm not even saying we, I'm just saying them in general. But I'm saying this for myself because I am black, so that's why I say we. We're not discrediting all lives matter. Black lives don't matter until our lives matter. That's when we say all lives will matter.
Exactly. Yeah. Like all lives can't matter unless Black lives matter. Yeah. Until Black.
That's a very good point.
We're not discrediting all lives at all.
Yeah.
It's just Black lives are not represented as well as they should have been. Like, I mean, Black people have culture, they have style, fashion, all that. Like they have all this. But yet, when something happens like this, a black man dies, they turn the other cheek like, "Oh man, that's crazy. Let me look over here."
Yeah, exactly.
That's so sad, man.
Yeah,
let's go turn back up the hip hop music.
Yeah, let's watch a basketball game.
Let's watch basketball. Let's see the black athletes dunk on somebody or shoot a three. Like that's crazy. Like no, there really needs to be like a sit down. That's why I'm talking to you guys about this. I've been wanting to talk to somebody about this for a long time.
Yeah,
but this is something that needs to happen. It needs to be a discussion. That's why I like talking to you guys about this.
Yeah.
It has to be discussed.
Because rap is my favorite genre of music.
People love rap.
And basketball is my favorite sport.
It's all black.
Yeah, and it's black dominated. It's dominated. Yeah, it is.
That's what it is.
I read a really good comment. It was like a Reddit comment defending Black Lives Matter. It was like, if you're somebody that thinks all lives matter, think of it like this. Like if you have a neighborhood of houses, and obviously everybody in that neighborhood matters. Every house in that neighborhood matters.
Definitely.
But if one of those houses is on fire, that house matters the most.
Yeah,
like that house is the one you should focus on. Exactly. That's what they're trying to say.
That's the perfect analogy that I would say for myself. That's perfectly how people are trying to describe it. That's all it is.
Yep. Black lives. I mean, Black lives definitely matter, and it is like black right now is that kind of that house that's on fire, and it's been on fire for 400 years, man. It's been on fire, and now it's just like the fire is just getting bigger and bigger, and until it either until it either explodes and it pops off, and it kind of is exploding right now,
all these big companies.
What reaction? Yeah, exactly. Like what reaction did you expect? You know, like did you think that everything was just going to be nice and everything?
Nah, it's okay. Let him die. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
like
man,
people
like,
say, like, oh, you know,
tired. Like we've seen it too many times,
like
man.
peaceful protest. Okay, yeah, you can peaceful protest, whatever. But it's like, okay, Martin Luther King was the guy.
All he's about peaceful protest.
And guess what happened to him? He got assassinated. Yeah,
by the government.
And it's been proved that it was the government. Yeah,
and the CIA was watching him and shit,
bro.
and they were looking into him.
It's been proved, and it's not. It's not like in the mainstream. Like it's not mainstream knowledge. Like not people don't know about that, but it's the truth.
He just got assassinated. That's it. That's what I was learning in elementary school.
Some racist guy
That's
shot
what I was
him.
learning in elementary school.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He even survived that assassination, and then he even got.
And then he went in the hospital, right? He was in the hospital.
He got killed.
Yeah,
that's what I learned. I learned that in elementary school.
Yeah.
I was learning. Oh, he got assassinated by somebody.
Yeah, and then you look into it, and it's like, dude,
as I got older, they told me, I was like, I barely learned that like what 4 years ago.
Yeah,
I saw assassinated by not even assassinated. He got killed by the government themselves.
I saw that. Yeah, and then he did survive that shot, and then he was in the hospital.
That's
and
crazy.
Somebody, I think it was, they just like stopped his breathing, and, like put something over him.
They said a pillow.
Yeah, man.
That's fucking insane,
crazy.
dude. And nobody knows that shit.
The American government did that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And
bro.
he had a chance of being alive to live. He had the chance,
definitely.
and they're like, nah.
He was getting too much momentum. They didn't like that.
Yeah,
let somebody gain too much momentum of color. They didn't like that.
Yep, and they take you out, dude. They take you out for it.
Yeah,
it's crazy how even JFK, he was like for that whole civil rights movement. Like JFK was all for it, man.
That one's another ball of wax,
yeah,
bro. That one's a different ball of wax.
He got assassinated by the mob. That's why.
That's what they say, right? There was someone on Joe Rogan was saying that Robert and John were talking about how they're gonna get smoked. They're like, we're gonna get clipped one of these days because something about their family was part of the mob, and they gained all their fame.
The mob actually helped them get to the election or something.
And then they weren't listening to him or whatever.
Exactly. They became president and powerful, and they're like, all right, fuck all that mob shit. We're gonna do what's right.
Go legit, but
and they get clipped.
You can't mess with that. You can't mess with the mob.
I know, dude. That whole JFK shit is
different.
It's different, but like he was all for the civil rights, and I'm not sure if that's why he got killed. I'm sure it actually probably was. I don't really know. I haven't looked into it a lot.
I saw a documentary. It's about the mob. Like it has some connection with the mob.
But I'm sure the mob wasn't for Black lives. Like I'm sure the mob probably wasn't for that. So
isn't he based out of what? New York?
New York, I want to say. Yeah.
Like no, it was Massachusetts. He's definitely a Bostonian.
In that general area. Yeah. So yeah, that's why
East Coast.
What you said, Boston's like very
right.
It's one of the most racist.
Yeah,
places.
and they're mob. They're very mobby. The Boston used to be. I don't know if they still are, but they definitely are.
I wouldn't be like they're probably hidden about it, but I'm probably
yeah.
I read somewhere that after JFK was shot, Martin Luther King, I don't know where he was. I read like a book. He was obviously watching just like the rest of the country were watching after JFK got shot.
Yeah.
And I heard Martin Luther King kind of was like, I'm next. Like, I don't know, but I heard something where...
Wait, so JFK died before Martin Luther King did?
Martin Luther King died, I think, in 68, and JFK, I think, got shot like in 64 or 65.
Oh, okay.
And that's crazy. Martin Luther King know when they're about to die. Sometimes people know when they're about to die. That's crazy.
Like going back to Mac Miller, dude. Mac Miller was almost, dude. He wrote
he knew. Yeah, he definitely knew.
Listening to Mac Miller before he died is one experience, and now listening to the same songs, same exact songs, same lyrics after he's died, it's like a different experience, dude.
We get into Mac Miller. I knew off faces something was about to happen to him.
Yeah, and that was like 2011, 2012.
He was raw, dude. On Faces, he was not.
Oh my gosh, bars for days.
I know, dude. Mac Miller, man.
I can listen to Diablo right now. Oh
Diablo.
Bro.
Hard.
Oh my god,
hard. And even then, like he's like, everybody got dead homies.
Yeah. And so, he was just he was ahead of his time. He honestly was. He's a musicianal genius.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, everything, instrument and all that.
Everything.
Lyrics, his own lyrics, piano. Yeah, man, he was way ahead of his time.
Guitar, everything, dude.
Way ahead of his time. That's why everybody was sad. Like I'm sad myself. Like I used to listen back. Like, I think you guys were the ones that put me on. Like, you, George, and everybody were the ones that put me on Mac Miller. Because I was like, man, this dude's amazing.
He is, dude. He's really, really good, dude.
He evolved, dude. Like, when Donald Trump came out, he could have continued and made bangers like Donald Trump. He could have continued and kept making radio
kind of generic.
hits.
It was kind of
like that kind of mainstream frat boy music.
You heard him evolve through his music. You heard it. Like, he was kind of like sentimental sometimes, or talking about how he was on drugs. Yeah. Like, just straight rapping, or just like, he wanted me to sing, I'm going to sing. Like, he did it all, man. Like, man, Mac Miller, he was a RIP to him, man. I love listening to him still to this day.
It's been like, what, a year and a half?
I haven't listened to anyone else, dude. Genuinely, like, honestly, I haven't listened to anyone else.
I do not blame you. Yeah. He generally was one of a kind.
And I really love it. It's a different experience though. Like listening to him before and now listening to it now, you like catch things. You're like, man, he knew honestly, it. Like, he knew that's how he was gonna die. Like, there's lyrics straight up that say that he's gonna OD and somebody's gonna have to talk to my mother about that why they couldn't save me or
He's
something
predicted
like
his own death. He knew it. He knew it was about to happen, man.
Yeah, dude.
People know sometimes. I don't. Man.
But I guess it sucks knowing that it wasn't necessary. Obviously, he was taking drugs and he snorted those drugs.
Yeah, he knew about it.
But he wasn't know it was fucking fentanyl. Like, obviously, he didn't know that it was laced. Had he gotten the drugs that he was supposed to get, that he asked for, he would be, I don't know, obviously... Life's crazy. Who knows?
Okay, he would have been alive right now.
Exactly.
He would have been releasing that other album. He's about to release. He's going to release the third album out of that whole little series.
It was supposed to be hip hop bangers, right?
Hip hop. Yeah, man. I was so excited for that.
When I read that, because I read that after he died, and when I read that after he died, that he was working on another album that was just like a real like raw hip hop album. I was like, why did I read that? Man, I'm so sad. Yeah, I know. I'm so sad.
Don't get me wrong. Swimming in Circles, it was good.
Oh, I love swimming, dude. I love swimming. I love Circles too.
Circles is
vibe, man. That whole oh my gosh. Like,
I love swimming though, dude.
You could tell like his emotion, like you literally can like feel it through his music. Like he was very passionate about what he did. Like he knew his craft. Like, he was that boy is talented.
Swimming was more like metaphorical. Like, it was more like you look into the message and then you decide what it means.
Yeah.
Circles was kind of less like it was
like
more
blunt.
Just,
it was like straight up. Like, he was like straight up with how he felt and what he was going through.
Definitely, yeah.
But that's another guy, dude. That's another guy that benefited off of black culture right there. You know,
sad man.
I know.
Mac Miller was great, man.
I know. Mac
He
Miller
was the opposite. He wasn't like that shit. Like, he had an interview with Larry King where he revealed a lot of stuff. He said something that being famous is crazy because you hear what like the media and Twitter people and what everybody says about you, and then you know what you know about yourself. But there's somewhere like where the lines blur. He was saying like there's people talk about you and then you know what you know, but the lines, like there's boundaries where it starts blurring.
Yeah. Where like almost you start believing what the people are saying about you. And then it's like, that's well, crazy. Who am I? Who am I really? Am I really what these people talk?
Who you are. It becomes a disconnect between who you are and who you are.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
like, are these people right about who I am? I'm not sure. Or am I really?
That's why you got to stay true to yourself.
Exactly.
Always,
and he really did. Even though he struggled with it, he definitely
tried. He tried. You can tell he tried.
Yeah, he did.
He did though. He did it though. Even if he didn't see it for himself, you could tell he did it.
He's a legend, man. He is.
He is. But, he died too young, man.
Yeah, he did.
He died way too young, man.
But he did. Like, it's another guy. Like, he benefited from black culture, from being a rapper.
Definitely.
Almost everybody benefits from black culture. So it's like, why try to put it down? Why try to suppress it?
They have their foot in a lot of things, man. Yeah. Fashion is another thing.
Fashion is huge, dude. Huge. People like Justin Bieber, like, look at him, and then he's trying to like I think he admitted it himself. Like, he's like, I look the way that I look because of black culture, because of
benefited off it.
Yeah, exactly. And like everything, like everything.
Like that's how you know. Like,
have your foot in everything.
That's how you know how powerful black like people are and what they bring to the table. Like, it's just literally in everything.
And they're trying to bring it down. They're trying to like bring it down.
Like Get Out, dude. You remember how Get Out? Obviously, it's a scary movie, but it's kind of like
the same
thing. Yeah, black people are trying to look cool, dress nice, like how rappers dress, wear the drip, get those chain, get the shit. Now everybody wants to look that way.
Yep.
I just think I see it as I
was gonna say Get Out is like kind of the way that things are going right now. It's like we kind of want to benefit off of black culture, but we also want to kill it at the same time because they're killing the people that they're and Get Out they're like cutting their brain, right? They're putting the white person's brain into a black person's body. Yeah, so they're killing the black person.
See the benefits of being a black person.
Exactly, but they're not willing to like I don't know how to put it into words, but Get Out is like a crazy like that. What's that guy's name? Jordan Peele?
Jordan Peele, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, he did it. That was a great movie.
He's doing it.
I just look at it as people want to be black, but when it comes to actually being black, they don't want to do it.
Yeah, that's actually doing it like
I'll dress this way, I'll put on this face, but when it comes to actually
being black, going through the struggles, seeing what we have to go through, the racism, all that, they don't want to deal with that. Yeah, they rather just take all the cool stuff from it. Oh, like let me look cool, let me get the dreads, let me get the braids, let me dress like this guy, let me wear the Gucci, let me wear the all the chains,
OG,
all the rings,
like OG stuff, like that's kind of
just
black.
all that, all that. Yeah. So they want to look like that, but when it comes to I'm getting pulled over, let me get my white face on.
Let me fix my language. Let me talk like a
hello,
business.
how you doing? Yes, I'm good. How are you?
Exactly. Not like
that's a fucking good point,
up,
dude.
That's crazy.
It is. It really is. And that's
let me get rid of my slang. I don't even talk like this. Why am I talking like this?
Yeah,
no,
exactly. And that's a very good point. Like, what do you think though? What do you think about like people? Because people get heat for like getting dreads, like white people getting dreads and stuff. Like, what do you think about like Kim Kardashian? Every time she puts a braid in her hair, she gets like just heat on her.
Or cultural appropriation.
Yeah, like
the new term.
Like it is.
Your brother said it perfect.
Yeah, it is. It is. You all.
That's all it is.
That's the term. Is you are kind of appropriating their culture. You are taking
respect. I think it's just like a respect thing.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And I just goes back to what I keep saying. Just educate yourself on why people did that, on why my people did that. On why people do
right.
That. But as long as you educate yourself, that's all we ask.
Yeah.
Alex had a super good point. Like everything. There's a bunch of examples. Like Latinas, even some Latinas are guilty of hoop earrings. They see white women wearing hoop earrings and like, oh, that's cultural appropriation. Like black women and Latinas wear hoop earrings.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alex had a really good point one time when he said that people, when they travel to like the Middle East or they go somewhere, they wear the hijab or the turban or the headgear.
All you can see is their eyes. Yeah,
exactly. They're not doing it out of cultural appropriation. They're not doing it out of disrespect.
Yeah.
They're in fact respecting that culture and understanding.
Yeah, understand it. Like just educate yourself.
Right.
It just goes back to that. I keep saying it.
Yeah.
Just educating yourself on why we do certain things. Just educate yourself, show respect, saying why I'm doing this, and then that's it.
Yeah, just like know why you're doing it. Like I have no problem with somebody, not that anybody would want to be
like
a Mexican, right? Like if you're celebrating Cinco de Mayo, like go ahead. Like I'll party with you. Like if you want to party, like let's party. But like you said, educate yourself and know why you're doing this. That's know why you're celebrating this. Don't just just do it and
for a day to drink. Like,
right? I'm here to party. Like I love the party.
To fuck around.
Like you go ahead, embrace my culture. Like drink on Cinco de Mayo, whatever you want to do.
Just don't be disrespectful.
But don't disrespect
it's all about
nothing.
Respect. See, I'm telling you, man.
Why.
That's all it is. It's just about being respectful.
Know why you're doing it.
That's it.
Yeah, know why. Know that it's
respect, man.
Know the reason why you're doing it, and don't be a jerk about it. Like don't like
be like, look, I'm drinking because I want to drink. I don't care. This
Cinco de Mayo. Oh, Mexico. I don't care about Mexico.
It's just for a day for drinking. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no, dude. It's something deeper than that. Like
way deeper than
that. I'm go ahead, man. Party it up, but just know why. Do it, man. I'm here to party too. But
I keep thinking of this line that Biggie said. Do you remember that line? He said, either you're slinging crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot.
Oh, shoot.
I hear that and I honestly think like what you were saying about fashion and that just hearing that.
Yeah, just know about it.
Is fucking crazy.
Black
like
culture's in a lot, man. I'm telling you.
To get out of, that's what he was trying to imply. Like the only way you're going to get out of this is either selling crack or you have a nice jump shot. Either you're an athlete. And it's the deeper meaning of that is just like, it's offensive. Like it feels
very
anger. Like it's just like, why would, and a lot of people do think like that. And
I can tell you right now, you know how, America makes Section 8 for, black people. Like anybody that's low income or anything like that.
Right. Like cops, like not to interrupt you, but cops won't even go into Detroit, dude. They don't even want to mess with Detroit. They don't want. But you go ahead.
So, no, you're good. You're good.
That was all I wanted to mention.
You're good. So they have all these Section 8s or whatever, and they only have two ways of getting out: either selling drugs or so what's it called? Selling drugs or like going to jail. That's really, they don't see any other way or joining the gang because they go to that gang for protection and they can sell drugs, make money that way. Because it's
even a family thing too. Like it's a family. Like you want
to be a generational thing.
Yeah. Like you want to join a family. You want to be like a part of something, and that's the only thing that they can be a part of, right?
Yeah.
Like you can go to school or whatever, but it's like even
they
in
think
school,
they're too dumb for a job.
Yeah.
They think they're too dumb for school. They don't get their high school diploma.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And half the time those schools are bad anyways. They have like a terrible rating. They could probably be at F school.
Oh yeah. Like you're not going to learn shit there, you know.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, this is just America's way of like dumbing down the black person because they don't want to see black people uprise.
Yes.
They want to dumb black people down. That's plain and simple. That's all it is.
And you see it, and it's been going around.
Yeah, it's been going around for years, hundreds of years. I mean, like we have not been benefited at all. We haven't got reparations at all. Nothing like that. Like
nothing.
People,
no sort of money. No sort of donations or funds or nothing. No grants.
Black people always got to work twice as hard to get to what the next man has.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Oh yeah.
Always, man. It's just it's a given. That's why I mean, even for myself, even when I do apply for jobs, I just know, like, okay, they see my applicant. Dionté, oh, he's black.
Oh yeah, Dionté,
exactly.
yeah, that's the first thing.
Let me look at Austin. Let me look at Jacob. Let me see. Look at them. Let me just look past him. He might have all these great credentials, but I seen his name's Dionté. Oh, that's a black guy.
Yep.
Let me look at him. They already know. So I mean, I just know as soon as I start putting in my application, I just know they're gonna look at me and think, okay, he's a black guy. I'm not gonna give him a chance. I'm already knowing this. Like it's seen it countless times with people that I know have actually put in job applications with their name in it, and they're actually black.
And it shouldn't be like that,
At
man.
all.
You're black on paper, like on paper, like just your name, like
they don't
you
know
said.
nothing about me. They don't know nothing
you're
about me.
already black.
They just
That's
see the
it.
name. They're like, oh, he's black. Nah, can't do it.
Yep, that's it. And
That's sad,
and
man.
instead, it's like you should be proud of your name instead of like almost like like.
I learned at a young age, man. At first, I wasn't. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I wasn't proud of my name.
Just because of that, like because people obviously see you or see that on paper and they're like, oh, that's a black guy. But you should be proud of your name and be proud of But it's ingrained in people's heads where just because of that they look down on you and they don't accept your job application or they look at the other guy even though you're more qualified than the other guy.
Twice as hard.
But Austin over here, he's not as qualified as you, but he's not black.
I just know I know he'd be right. I just know by the name. I know he'd be right. I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. A good friend of mine. I don't talk to him as much anymore. I don't even talk to him at all. But a good friend of mine, Mike. I don't know if you remember Mike Briggs.
Yeah, he's white, right?
Yeah. So I was going to Butterfield and I was younger. It had to be like my first grade or something like that. And I had got the hall pass to go to the bathroom. And like, even at a young age, I knew this. I told him, I was like, bro, like, I want to be white. Like, I told him straight to his face, like,
really?
I want to be white. Like,
in
I knew
elementary
that at a
school?
young age. Yes, I knew that at a young age. I knew that. And then and the funny thing is, he said back, he's like, no, bro, I wish I was your color. So I was just like, they want to be you.
Right.
And I wanted to be them just because, they benefit. I knew that at a young age. Like, that's crazy. Like, I talk about this right now to you guys, and that stuck in my head for a very long time. But me saying that, I knew that white people do benefit. And I knew that at first grade, and that's when I was barely like, 7 or 8?
Right.
I knew that. So, and him saying that, because he's seen how cool being black is, be like, damn, I want to be cool and all that type of shit. Like, it's crazy to think that, like, it's always just going to be like this clash. Like, black people, we want to be them. We just want to be treated with respect. And white people get that. And white people just want to be cool. They want to take the culture and be like, oh, we're cool.
Yeah.
It's just going to be that, like, little constant, like, in-between thing.
Yeah.
Like, but
there's that, like, little gray area of black and white. Exactly. Literally, of black and white. Exactly. There's that gray area in between where it's like, white people want to venture off a little bit, but they don't want to go all the way to black. They just want to get in the gray a little bit. They want to get in the gray.
Go all the way over. Just like,
just
give them my foot in. Just give my little foot in. Like,
exactly.
That's so appalling, though, that you're in second grade and you understand that. White
and you're not the only one.
Yeah.
Like, you're not the only one that would think like there's plenty of other kids that think the same way that you do.
7 years old. That's crazy. Like, thinking about that and talking to you guys about it, like, that's really crazy. I knew that at 7 years old. Like, that's
sad, man.
That's crazy.
That's sad.
That's crazy. And he wanted to be black. That's crazy too.
And as generations, not even this generation, generations before you, before that generation, before our parents, before our grandparents, like, it's been going on forever. Yeah. And it seems like it's still gonna go on with our kids, like with this upcoming generation here.
Man. I just I'm scared to grow up a kid or raise a kid in this, like, especially with everything going on right now. Exactly right now. It's just like things are just being uprised. Like, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, like, exactly. And that's very true, because it is just the beginning. Like, and you're right now seeing all these like hillbillies and rednecks and everything like coming out. They're coming out.
True colors. Yep. You're seeing people's true colors right now.
They are.
Like, some people were undercover about it. Now they're being like, oh, I'm being blamed about it. Like, all this stuff. You want to talk about Black Lives Matter? Okay. All lives matter. Or Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Look, like I said, Julian, I know you. You're a cop. I know him, but I mean,
Fuck off with that Blue Lives
but I
Matter
know
crap.
that's a profession. Like you chose to be that.
Yeah.
I can't choose to be black. I grew up with this. I can't take this off. You can't take off your skin. Nobody can take off their skin. This is something I had to live with for the rest of my life. You can be like, oh, I don't want to be a cop no more. Like, let me go a different profession. Like, this is something real. Like, this is real life. These are human lives that we need to value, and everything going on right now, like
just the same. Just everything. We should value every life the same way, but it's
life.
not.
That's all it is. We're just asking you guys to value life. That's all it is. Like, we're not disrespecting anybody. Just value life.
Whatever crime you commit, whatever thing you do, you sell a little crack or you beat somebody's ass or whatever crime you do does not deserve
your life being taken.
What Dave Chappelle was talking about, he was saying Candace Owen. You've heard of fucking Candace Owen? Dave Chappelle was pissed at it.
I know about that.
She was saying like, oh, George Floyd was selling crack. He was on fentanyl.
That does not mean shit,
exactly what Dave Chappelle. He was like, dude, I don't give a fuck what that dude did. I don't give a fuck.
His life taken away at all.
Exactly. It doesn't translate.
You can't do that. People agree. That's the crazy thing. People will actually agree with that.
Yeah.
It's like, does he deserve it? They look and it's like, let me look at his record and see if he deserves this shit.
Crazy. Like, they'll be like, and they always, like, most of the time you see somebody getting killed, they show like a mugshot of them. They don't show like a happy. And then you see a white person, bro, they show like a happy family picture.
School picture.
Yeah, school picture, smiling, grinning. And you see a black person, it's always a mugshot, hair all crazy, looking all nappy and whatnot.
And you can't tell me that's not on purpose.
Come on now. Media knows what they're doing.
You can't tell me that's not on purpose.
They create the narrative.
That's fucking disgusting, dude.
And it's been going on for years, hundreds and hundreds of years,
decades.
And it's so true because you look at the Brock Turner situation that you brought up earlier.
White, smart,
and you see the picture of him. He's like smiling. It's like a school picture, and then versus some black guy that got killed over whatever he did, and it's a mugshot of a prior crime that he committed, or it's like a really bad picture of it. And it's on purpose, man. It's
all those dudes.
Or the headlines too that they put out.
They know what they're doing. Media knows what they're doing. They create the narrative. They know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
All those dudes were just George Floyd had like fake money. Michael Brown had like cigarettes.
I don't mean shit, man.
John Crawford wasn't doing shit.
Don't mean shit.
Michael Brown, I don't know what he did. He was the hands up, don't shoot guy, I think, in Ferguson. Michael Brown, I can't remember.
I saw that, but I can't remember specifically what happened.
I feel like there was some altercation with him and the police, and then the police chased him down, and I think he held his hands up and was walking backwards.
Okay. I remember that.
And they still blasted him. That's when Odell and the sports people were like celebrating like their touchdown with They
were saying hands up, don't shoot with Eric Gardner because he had his hands up, and he was like a bigger guy, obviously. So
he was a big guy, right?
And even a cop, one of the cops that were arresting him, he even came out after he got his pension and all that, obviously. He's like, yeah, we killed him. Like, that's plain and simple. Like, he's like, I'll probably get backlash from my fellow cops, but we killed him. Like, that's plain and simple. But at that time, he wasn't saying that.
Right.
Because, he wanted to get his pension, he wanted to get his money, he wanted to get paid and all that.
But now that everything's over.
Now it's over, he got his pension, he's all like, yeah, no, we killed him. He came out with this whole Facebook post saying, like, yes, we killed him. Like, I probably get backlash from my fellow cops, but I don't care at this point. Like, we killed him.
But still, he still played the game, though. Like, he played that game.
He's still guilty.
Yeah, he played the game of like, okay,
it's a little too late.
We're going to wait till things settle down. I'm going to get my money, and then I'm going to go ahead and come out. And instead of coming out right as soon as everything happens, or even stopping it, bro. If you knew, it's wrong in the moment, but like they don't
see
care.
themselves as a brotherhood. Like, like I got your back, you got mine.
Yeah, like that Asian guy.
They were just
George
sitting
Floyd,
there with their fucking hands in their pocket, just
watching. Make sure they didn't want the crowd to try and hoard them or anything, so they had to make sure they're staying back. But still, at the end of the day, if he looked back just once, he did look back.
Yeah.
Come on now, like, bro.
That's bad, man. You know
even in that George Floyd case, I don't know if you know these details. I think Joe Rogan was talking about it. Obviously, he gets his information from other sources. It's not just him, but he was talking about it, and I was listening. He said that apparently the cop and George Floyd had a history before.
Yeah, they were both
He was
bodyguards.
a security guard, right? Or something like that.
So that cop, the Derek Chauvin or whatever, that guy, that cop that killed George Floyd, and George Floyd had like a little
George Floyd was said like, I don't like that guy. He treats people like shit. Like when they come into the club or something like that.
Then.
So that's why they want to say it's first degree murder, because that dude.
They knew each other.
They knew each other before things went down?
Yeah, they knew each other. So.
Wow, I did not know that, dude.
They were bodyguards at a nightclub.
That makes it so much worse now, even then, dude.
And if you
it's
don't
so
educate
bad already.
yourself, you're like, oh, well, that guy is, even if it is murder, it should be manslaughter or third degree or some other bullshit.
Somebody's going to always argue. Someone's
Yeah.
gonna
Oh
always
yeah.
argue.
Yeah. And I mean, argument's good, dude. Argument's good as long as it's actual good argument instead of just yelling back and
You
forth
thinking
at
you're
each
right.
other.
Like, you just gotta see another person's side.
Yeah.
That's really what. That's what I'm saying. That's what Black Lives Matter is. They just want us. We want people to see our side
Yeah.
and what people go through. Like, this is a real life thing. This is 2020. People are still facing racism as of today.
Yep.
People still look at black people differently. Like, this is just a
And it
real
doesn't
thing,
seem like
man.
it's gonna go away anytime soon,
Because
right?
it's taught, man. This
Yeah.
is taught. This is something deeper than me
It's
and
already
you.
ingrained,
It's
yeah.
ingrained. Like, this is taught on TV, media, our freaking ancestors before that. Like, this is a generational thing that's been taught for centuries on top of centuries.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy. And
Like
we thinking it could have got better by now, but no, man.
Yeah, it's just
more
like
undercover.
oxygen, dude. It's like it's around us all the time. Sometimes
Yeah.
we may not notice it, or but it's as prevalent as oxygen is. Like it's
yeah.
around us. Like even though we can't really see oxygen, we can't really see
there.
racism all the time. It's there.
there.
It's there. Like
there.
it's there.
Just
Just
because
because
you
in your
don't
face, but it's there.
experience
Yeah.
it or
Yeah.
don't.
yeah, just
Still
because
there, regardless.
Yep, and that's exactly right, dude.
Crazy, man. I'm telling you, man. I'll talk about this all night if I can.
I know,
would.
dude, and you should like with these
This
conversation is good.
These
And-
conversations need to happen.
Yeah, and not saying that you can't argue the other side about it. Just argue with actual intent to figure out what the truth is at the end
Yeah.
of it. Like arguing should be about figuring out what the truth is. Like if I think I'm right and you think you're right, and we're arguing back and forth and we don't agree or whatever, the whole point of arguing is to find that end truth.
Yeah.
And instead, people aren't looking at arguing
They
like
just
that.
think-
Yeah, they're like,
are so hard-headed.
I'm
They just
right,
think they're
you're
right.
wrong. That's it.
That's a given. No, people are
That's
hard-headed. They think it's hard to retrain your mind to think you're
Yeah.
wrong.
And they think they're better. Like nowadays,
Yeah.
I feel like it's like
That's one
I'm
thing
a
I
better
hate.
person
I
than
hate
you,
that.
so
I
I'm
hate
right no
that.
matter what. I'm better.
I hate that, bro. I hate when people think you're better than somebody. I can't stand when somebody thinks about that.
I can't either, dude.
can't
And you
stand
can
that.
you can see that from a mile away.
Yeah.
You can when you know a person like that when
And that.
you
I
know,
really
dude.
can't.
You see them and you're like, dude, you definitely think that you're better than everybody. Like it.
Yeah. They got that little, what's called hedge on their shoulder or something
Yeah,
like that.
chip
What's
on
it
the
called?
shoulder,
Chip on
yeah.
the shoulder. Yeah,
Yeah.
I said hedge on the shoulder. But yeah, chip
Yeah.
on the shoulder. You could just tell. But I learned that at a young age. I was like, if you think you're better than me, like just stay away from me.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk to you. I
At
don't want
all.
to mess with you,
At the
dude.
end
Like
of the day,
whatever.
we still bleed the same
That's-
blood. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
that's a person that you can't argue with. Like there's
all.
people out there that you just can't argue with.
all.
Like
No matter
I think I
what.
saw a quote. It was it might have been Albert Einstein or it was just like one of those Instagram quotes that you see or the Facebook quotes. It'll have it'll just be like a square or whatever with like the quote or whatever, and then it'll say like Albert Einstein. I don't even know if Albert Einstein said it, but
yeah.
it was like you don't want to argue with a stupid person. Like don't argue with a stupid person because they'll bring you down to their level and they'll beat you with experience. So they'll don't argue with
That's
a
a lot
stupid
like what's
person.
going on right now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
exactly what's going on right now. That's a
because
great quote.
exactly.
Right
Like don't argue with a stupid person because they'll just bring you down. They'll
Yeah.
bring you down to the stupid level,
Keep
and then
arguing
you're
and
just
arguing and
arguing,
arguing.
and then they'll beat you because they're more experienced.
That's
Yeah,
all
he's
like
tired of
it.
Twitter is, dude. That's all like that's all. And people think that that's real life. They think that those Twitter interactions are like what's actually going on when I don't know. That's just so like that just seems not right. Like exactly what you guys are saying. Like there's one side that's wrong. There's one side that's right when even like, I don't know, like there are like what the cops are killing black people. Like I sometimes want to say those cops are fearing for their life. Maybe like they don't
Yeah.
know what the situation is. They don't know what they're
Yeah, we
walking
never been in the
into.
shoes. I know that.
Yeah.
I get that.
They don't know if like you have a
Yeah.
gun or whatever.
Yeah,
If
so
they
they're in
don't,
fear, yeah. But
but-
they're professionals. You're a professional.
Yeah,
You should
you're
know how
getting
to
paid.
de-escalate
Exactly.
the situation.
Exactly.
But I mean, look, we're not cops. I know
Yeah,
that. I can't speak for it, but I'm just
Right.
saying, like, you're paid to be a professional about this, de-escalate the situation. We're civilians.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know no better.
Yeah, we need your help.
Yeah.
Like help
We're
us, man. Like
civilians.
help us. Like don't
de-escalate
bring us
the-
down.
De-escalate the situation. Don't
Yeah.
make it worse by escalating and drawing your guns out. Put your gun down. What do you have? Yeah, put your hands out. Still
Yeah.
shoot. Like,
Yeah.
Come on now.
For as important of a job that is of being a cop, like that's a very important job.
Yeah, I imagine it's
Very-
stressful. I imagine it's stressful.
Very important. Like we need police. Like we
Yeah,
need
yeah,
that's
definitely.
for the crimes that's going on. Like we need police officers. And for as important as that job is, the education that they get or the training that they get
not
is
enough.
it clearly is not enough. Clearly.
Been seen countless times.
Clearly.
Hundreds of thousands of times. Hundreds of thousands
Yeah.
of times. I'll say that too.
No exaggeration. No
yeah, I know.
exaggeration.
But yet, still nothing has changed. maybe a little law here and there or something like that. But no, nothing as far as like a whole reform. Like what we need to do, we need to see who's a good cop, who's a bad cop. They got a bad track record. Fire that person. They got a bad track record. These guys has a good track record.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, let him train somebody else. Have him come under his wing. Something like that.
Yeah.
Like, this is something systematic. It's a systematic.
Exactly.
Something that needs
like
to
change. Laws, dude. Fuck the laws.
Yeah.
Like people break laws every day.
Every day.
It's more so of a mentality or like a brain, like a, what's that word called? A paradigm. It's like something like it's like a thought process, you know, like where people already have that thought in their mind, regardless of what the law is. Like they're gonna do, you know, they're gonna
see
be
what they're right. Like, it goes back to being right or wrong. They're just gonna see what they've taught was been right and what's been wrong. If they think they're right, they're gonna act on that and continue to act on it until somebody's challenge them, and if they challenge them and think that they're right, they might challenge it, but at the end of the day, people are always going to think they're right in their head.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Hard to change somebody's
like people need to have an open mind. Like people need to be able to listen to somebody else's perspective and understand it and try to figure out, you know, why are they saying what they're saying?
Like, why are you wired this way? Why do you say this?
Yeah, like
why do you think this way type thing? But
yeah, let me try to educate you or try to educate me. Like I you know, we should be a community or like of people that want to learn, that want to be better.
Yeah,
like
not
instead
just
of
be headstrong and thinking, oh yeah, this
or
I'm
just staying the same. Like we need to just like get better. Like
even like that Colin Kaepernick shit, you see it, and from the outside, you're like, oh, he's disrespecting the flag. He's disrespecting our soldiers. He doesn't respect the dead. When it's just like, dude, you don't know what he's going through. Like he's watching. I think he started kneeling after a black person was shot.
Yeah,
after
I can't remember which one it was, but he was just like, I'm just protesting. Like,
and it's like you see it, you think, oh, he's disrespecting the flag. Always, I think Bill Burr had a really good comment. Oh, he's like disrespecting my brother who fought in Iraq. Like, dude, it has fucking nothing to do with that shit.
Yeah,
that goes back to the Drew Brees thing. Remember that?
Yeah, I saw.
Crazy.
Yeah. Drew
Even
Brees.
that though, I think it's a little like, I don't know. It's a little sideways. Like, let's say for example, I think Bill Burr was actually talking about it on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah, what did he say?
He said, Colin Kaepernick when he kneeled. People like I think he was making the left and right comparison with I don't like that shit. Like people were saying when he started kneeling, I don't know, like you need to respect his opinion. You need to understand where he's coming from and you need to respect his opinion. And then Drew Brees comes out and says that, I will never agree with someone who disrespects the flag, yet he gets destroyed and no one accepts his opinion. I don't know, like it's kind of
but at the same time, it's like someone's right and someone's wrong too. Like you know, he is wrong in terms of
the worst fucking time to say that shit too.
He is wrong. Like what he's saying is wrong. It's not about the flag. It's not about the soldiers in Iraq. And I understand the connection between the flag and soldiers and America in general. Like you understand that connection.
The flag is draped over you.
Like you understand it. But it's not really about that. Like, and he's come out and said that. So try to understand him and try to be like, okay,
educate.
He's not like he's
Alex
not
goes back to educating.
Yeah,
himself.
He's straight up like if he was protesting the flag, he would have said he's protesting the flag.
He's not.
Yeah, like he would have said it.
He tried it countless times, but people didn't want to hear it. They just thought it was protesting the flag.
He did it so like looking back at it now, it's like it almost was like a perfect thing. Like the way that he did it and went about it. Peaceful protest, like
just kneeling.
I think nothing doesn't affect anybody.
He asked, didn't he ask a Marine like what's the most respectful way to do it? And he said to kneel. That's why he did it.
Yeah, I think it was like a Marine. I can't remember what his name was, but I know what you're talking about.
He told about it in countless interviews. He's like, I asked somebody like what's the most respectful way to protest something like this. And they said to kneel. Yep. So that's why he did it. But people were still pissed about it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't like, you can't win.
Straight up.
You really can't win.
Yeah, because it goes back to like arguing with stupid people. It's like those stupid people that think that he's protesting the flag, they don't understand or they don't even want to hear what he has to say.
They're so headstrong on what they think is right. That's all it is.
They just saw him do what he did. They saw him do what he did, and they don't even want to listen to anything else that comes out of his mouth.
You shouldn't be kneeling. No, you should not be doing that at all. You're disrespecting the flag. You're disrespecting the soldiers, all this, blah, blah, blah. No, bro, that's not what I'm doing. I'm kneeling. I'm kneeling for the police brutality. That's all I'm doing. There's so much police brutality going on in the world right now. That's all I'm doing. People didn't see that. Like, no, you're disrespecting the flag.
They didn't even hear what he said. At all. They didn't even.
One thing out one ear out the other. Just like
they didn't even hear it, man.
It's crazy, man.
I know, and he did it perfectly. Like, and he should be. He's
a great athlete.
Yeah.
Even besides knee and all that, he was a great athlete.
He should be in
His
the
highlight tapes are disgusting.
Amazing.
Dude,
He was
fucking
amazing.
fast.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Nasty.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He was, dude.
Since he caused all that controversy, they're like, "Nah, we gotta let you go."
Yeah, and it goes back back to money.
Yep.
Goes back to money. It's like,
the
oh,
value
you're
of the 49ers went down
Yeah.
because he was dealing on.
Yep.
Like,
And now like it's like they don't want to hire him, or they don't want to give him a job because they're afraid of their white fans or those
It's all about
those
money.
those
Not
those,
all white people.
Yeah,
You
right,
don't want to
right,
generalize.
Right.
obviously.
Right. Okay. Yes, that's true. The people that are, I won't even say white, the people that are upset about him doing that,
Yeah.
they are not going to buy, the 49ers shit, or
Definitely.
they're not going to go to the games.
Definitely.
So they're going to lose money. So it's like,
Definitely.
I
man.
almost see it
This
as.
goes back
Do you
to what we talked
remember
about, money.
Yeah.
the Steelers guy? What was his name? Anthony Villanueva or
Or
something.
Alejandro.
Exactly.
Wow,
Yeah, there you go. He was a Steelers player. I think
Yeah.
he was like an offensive or defensive line, big old guy who he was a veteran and he was in the NFL.
Yeah.
The whole entire Steelers organization, like, obviously their coach, Mike Tomlin, is like one of the only black coaches in the
yeah,
NFL.
And that's another thing that needs to change.
Yeah.
There's nobody. Ron Rivera, Mike Tomlin, and the Chargers coach, I think, is the only black people
Yeah, there's not a
who are
lot.
head coaches.
Yeah.
The whole Steelers, when Colin Kaepernick, I'm actually not sure. I think it was when Trump called them sons of bitches. I'm pretty sure that's
was
when
crazy
that
time. I
stupid
remember
shit
that.
happened. The Steelers decided, okay, for the national anthem, we are all going to stay in the locker room. But Alejandro Villanueva felt like that wasn't the right way for him. He's like, I'm a
Yeah.
veteran. He probably knew people who died. So it was almost like it was very good. I don't see and like Villanueva disrespecting the Steelers, and I'm
Yeah.
sure his teammates didn't look at it as disrespect. They understood his perspective
it's about
and was
teaching,
like,
everybody teaching their own way.
exactly. So they were like, they're not like, oh, this
we
guy's fucking
understand. Yeah, no,
racist.
we
This
understand
guy's
why you did that. Yeah,
exactly. They're not going to sit there and think that, oh, this guy
He's a
doesn't
sellout,
understand
like,
where I'm
he's not
coming
trying to be
from.
with the team, all that type stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, so
Exactly.
that's
So
what it
they
was.
Saw it as a good. They were like, okay, well, we know what. Like, if you were in his shoes, you would probably feel the same way.
Yeah, so it's about educating. So
Yeah.
it goes back, we're going back to everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
not about educating. No one was
Yep.
right or wrong. It's just educating. People are going to be
Yeah, so
headstrong.
he was the only one that came out of, because all the entire Steelers stayed in the locker room during the national anthem, and then he was the only one that came out because of what he did and what he went through. So it's like they understand it on both sides. Like he understands. I'm sure he knows that they're not actually protesting the flag or anything, or they're not protesting.
But he can't, like, in himself.
Yeah, he can't take it to him.
what he's been through.
Yeah,
his
exactly.
experience.
So,
That's understandable.
Exactly.
See, he educated them on why he's doing it. That's
Yep.
fine. See, like, it's all
And
about
I'm sure he
educating.
broke it down the right way. I'm sure
As
he
long as
wasn't
you
like,
educate.
fuck you guys, I'm going to go out
Like,
there.
I'm not going to talk to my teammates. Like, no,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they're a family. Like, they do things as together. So, I mean, as long as he educated them on it and why he's doing it.
Yep. And then, vice versa, they educated on him on where they're staying in the locker room and things like that. So it
was no
works
bad
both
blood.
ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there was no bad
bad blood. Exactly. Like those are the civil
look how simple that
conversation,
is. Look how
argument.
simple that
Yeah.
can be.
Yeah, you just tell people why you think you're doing this, and the other side tells you why they think you're right or wrong or whatever. And at the end of the day, you can do what you want as long as it's respectful. As long as you're,
See,
as long as you're.
Tell him, man, we keep going back to the
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing that we.
Everything we keep talking about.
It comes back to money, racism, and education, dude.
Education.
That's
Respect
it.
too.
Yeah,
Respect
respect.
too.
Yeah,
All about
respect.
respect thing too.
Like that's that's
4 words right there.
Yeah.
4 words in itself.
And
So
that-
broad, but 4 words right there in itself.
and then for whatever reason, it's so fucking complicated.
Because I
Complicated.
think it's so hard. Like,
Complicated.
everybody thinks that they're the center of the world. Everybody thinks
That's
like,
true.
I
That's
know
true.
it's sad. Like, let's say one of your, God forbid, like, obviously I don't want this to happen to anybody, but if you lose a family member the next day or something, you feel as though that the world should know. You feel as like your world crashed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yet the whole world doesn't give a fuck. The
It
rest
keeps
of the
going.
people,
It
but
has to
that's
keep
the way
going.
it
The
should
world
be.
has to keep going.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's the
This
way
world
it
has to
should
keep
be.
going.
And you have to understand that you're not anything at the end of the day. Like, to the world,
Yeah.
you're not.
Even the Kobe thing, like that just made me think of like the whole Kobe situation where it's like, obviously it's at a world stage. Like Kobe's death, like became the biggest news for, let's say, a week, however long.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember it was like a
Bigger,
week long.
more than that,
Yeah.
bro.
Man.
So it was the main story, for weeks. Yeah, and now it's like it still comes around. You still think
Still
about
there,
it. You're
but
still
life
sad.
goes on.
But
Like,
yeah,
life
it's
always has to go on,
but
no matter
but the
what.
actual family members, they're still hurting and they're still like
Yeah, but
sad.
we didn't know Kobe personally.
Right.
We just known him from his great
Yeah, exactly.
basketball,
Mhm.
skills
And I think
whatnot.
I think Vanessa and I can't remember what the daughter's name. I think Bianca might be the littlest one. I can't remember what the oldest daughter's name is. they came out on their like social media. Natalia, yeah, I think that's her name. They came out on their social media and was like, please, like, don't send us any Kobe pictures. Like, we don't want to see.
Oh yeah,
like,
I saw that.
they're like, just respect
like, we can't
us.
do it anymore. Like, just like, respect our space.
Just like respect where we're at. Like, don't send us anything. It's harder for us to move on. And it's like, people don't think about their family member. They're just trying to put they're trying to, live their own life and move on. And exactly. So it's like, everybody's got their own kind of, like center, like not to say that everybody thinks they're the center of attention, but everybody like everybody is the center of their own universe, So
so that's factual.
Yeah. So it's hard to
put yourself in like other people's shoes,
which is always hard to do because you're not actually in their shoes. So you're just going to be like, oh, maybe they think this way. Oh, maybe they're acting this way.
And again, it's education.
You're actually in their shoes, but you just got to educate yourself.
Yeah.
Just open your mind. Being open-minded, like you said, just open your mind. That's all it is. It's really what it is.
Yeah, don't think that you're right all the time. Yeah, do not think that you're right because you are not. Nobody is. Nobody's
smartest
right.
man in the world is not right all the time. Nobody. That might be. You're not smartest of it. I mean, you're not right all the time.
Even professors, when I went to school, I had an immigration class. And like, for example, I don't think open borders is the right thing to go. Like, I don't want to go into that shit, but I don't think open borders is the right way to do things. And my professor, who is a PhD intellectual, said to us that she believes open borders is the right thing.
What'd you say back to that?
I'm not like me. I didn't argue or anything. Like, I'm not going to step, I'm scared to get fucking put down, especially in a college environment.
Yeah.
But you don't just take her word and be like, okay, you understand. Obviously she's educated. She knows what she's talking about, yet she has her opinions that you don't have to agree with. You don't have to listen to, you don't have to, I don't know, but you have to understand where she's coming from, why she thinks that way. And she had a lot of good explanation. She said, like, for example, I don't know, I guess I am a little bit going into it, but Border Patrol,
good, man. I want to hear this.
Border Patrol agents, I guess, like, so there's these organizations so obviously illegal people, mostly, I want to say, just from this example, come from Mexico.
Yeah.
They cross the desert, they cross all this shit, they risk their lives just to come over here and get a better life.
Better life, yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
So there are these organizations who put like water and food out for the illegals so they can drink and they can have
so
food.
They don't die as they're crossing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think they're called No More Deaths, or I can't remember what they're called.
Like the organization that puts out the food and the water? I want to shout them out. I
don't know what they're called. Something like that. No More Deaths, or I can't remember. But they set out food, they set out water. Border Patrol agents come around and destroy that shit. They come around, spill the water on the ground, destroy the food, fuck that stuff up.
Yeah.
So it's like, why? I don't know. I understand Border Patrol's job is to go and gather up illegals if they're crossing the desert or whatever.
That's what they're paid to do. Yeah, that's the job.
But I don't know. The open border thing is completely different, but I understand why people are very angry at not allowing all this. I don't even know. Like, just that's one example of Border Patrol agents acting terrible. And she showed me videos. She showed me pictures of what like it's almost like they set up tents. They set up these. There's actually another organization that takes care of illegals. So let's say you're an illegal, you cross and you're in terrible shape. There's an organization that literally will set up like a tent and give you medical assistance.
That's crazy.
But
that's
they want to shut that shit down because they're helping illegal immigrants and they're giving aid to people who shouldn't be here, I guess, at the end of the day.
But then you're messing with people's lives, dude. Like, people need that sort of water. They need that food to get over here. And it's like, well, just because they're going from one country to another country, they're almost like purposely killing. They're killing them. They're taking away their food,
and no one fucking knows their name. No one knows who they are. No one knows where they came from or whatever. They just die, end up there. The Border Patrol finds their body, and that's it. They're not known. They're not anything. They're done. That's it.
There's just so much like bad shit, that
2020 is showing its
that just
its true colors.
It seems like it's not going to change, and there has to be these sort of like big riots and things like that in order to change, in order to switch things. And like they say like, oh, peaceful protest is the way to go, but peaceful protest hasn't done shit. Yeah, peaceful protest hasn't really done shit. Like, now these riots are coming up, and now things are really starting to change. Now, I can't remember like an example of what it is, but like Call of Duty will come up and just be like, oh, they'll have their little message of
they had the message.
Black Lives
Matter. A lot of
Matter.
people were doing that. Even Apple Music did something where they only played like Black music all that Tuesday when they did Blackout Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, you might be mad. I heard like arguments like, what if you're a white artist and you're not getting played just because, but it's just like, you have to understand
just
that.
the movement. Like, you got to understand what's going on right now. This is something bigger than you and I. Like, this is a whole, like, a worldly thing. This
lose your 1 day of plays, lose your 2 day of plays in order to progress the entire human race, in order to progress everything.
Happen. Like, this is something that a race that's been...
Yeah, and it's all around the world, but especially here. Like, here is like, it's almost like this is like where everything starts.
Yeah.
Not to say that, you know, the America is like the all powerful or the number one.
We're always on our microscope saying, oh, what are they doing right? What are they doing wrong?
Yeah.
Like,
but it's like a whole world issue. Like, even in Europe, black people are disenfranchised, or even anywhere
crazy,
else.
Man.
Like, you know,
it's crazy. Like,
it's the whole world that needs to change. Yeah.
I don't know what we did to get this, but I
know,
mean,
right? I think, okay, so this is what I think that I learned, and this is my history lesson to you guys.
Okay.
But this is what I remember reading one time, and I was like, maybe that's why everything kind of started the way that it did.
Yeah.
So originally, when it was like, you know, however many thousands of years ago, when the first kind of groups of people started colonizing things and you know, building their communities and things like that, you know, after the kind of the caveman era or whatever, like when people started to go out and start getting their own pieces of land and everything and being in communities, the white people, for whatever reason, I mean, I'm sure they were just probably there.
Yeah.
They went to Europe, right? White people are Europeans. And so they started in Europe, and in Europe, there's plenty of land, plenty of good land where it's like, you know, we can grow all these crops over here. We can kind of build up and kind of progress fast. You know, we have good land, and compared the land to Europe to Africa, where it's like mostly like a desert and things like that.
Yeah.
So the black people settled in Africa. I mean, they probably didn't even settle there. They were just there.
Didn't we all? Aren't we all start from Africa?
Yeah, right.
Something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then somehow white people made it to Europe, and in Europe, it's definitely better land than Africa has. And so they're able to make their agriculture and progress and do that sort of thing. So that's why I think that it started, is because the white people saw themselves as better because they have the better land. They are able to progress more.
Superior.
And then they go over to Africa and they're like, what the heck? You guys don't have
huts.
Yeah,
you guys are living in dirt.
You guys have all this like shit. Yeah, exactly. So it's like
living good,
and it's all luck. It's all luck. It's all the luck of the draw. For whatever reason, the Europeans made it, or the white people made it to Europe, and the black people made it to Africa, and that's where they settled. And the land in Europe is better than the land in Africa, just in terms of like agriculture and things like that. So
able to grow stuff and whatnot.
I remember reading that, and I was like thinking about it. I sat back. I was like, you know what? Maybe that's why the white people, because of where they settled, because of their land, they think that they're better.
Yeah, everybody came from Africa, but that's they're like, oh, you know, I got this land. I think I'm better than you.
Yeah.
That goes back to the argument. Like, I don't like how people think you're better than you.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's true, if that's wrong. I just remember reading it, and I thought back, and I think
I honestly wouldn't knock it.
I was like, maybe that's the whole reason, is just because of the land of where it was settled.
I wouldn't knock it.
Yeah,
it makes sense, because if you're able to figure out agriculture and feed everybody, that's like one less thing to worry about. So you can then spend your time building stuff or studying or better educating weapons, or educating yourself, or expanding into other parts of the land instead of worrying about food or worrying about shelter or something like that. You have that all figured out, so you're able to spend your time expanding and exploring. And that, like, when you were saying like other examples in South Africa, I remember I was learning in class. So obviously, like,
South Africa is like it's mostly white people, right?
Yeah, they're
no. It's mostly black people.
But they're mostly from like England, or not England.
Exactly. England came over,
Europe.
cultivated, and fucked shit up.
Colonized it and all that.
I see.
So
and
it's like very established there.
When I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but from what I was getting from a class I got, we were talking about like South Africa and stuff. And so what I took it as, black people are the minority in America. Let's say even now, I'm sure there's a lot of people who believe that. I'm sure it's right too, that white people are in a position of power and they're able to decide the fates of a lot, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was obviously, I would say it's worse in like the 60s and 70s. So white people were controlling the minority, black people in like the 60s, even now. But let's say more so in the 60s and the 50s. But white people were the majority and black people the minority. In South Africa, the majority are black people. Yet they're controlled by the minority of white people.
That's crazy.
So it's the opposite. When I was listening to that, I was like,
mental thing,
yeah,
man.
it is. It's that ingrainment.
that's why
of people.
Mandela, all that shit, they were, because dude, like imagine that. You're the majority. Everybody's like black, yet these white people who aren't even supposed to be there to begin with are running things, are making the decisions.
They put that mental thing in. That goes back to what I said about earlier about the Section 8 thing. That's why I put people, black people in Section 8. They want to dumb us down.
Yeah, because even then, because like what you were saying about when you were little, like you wanted to be white. So even like even black people, like they think that there are less because of the system, because of things.
They make us think. They make us think that.
Exactly.
That's why I said you always got to work twice as hard in order to get to a position.
Because you think that you're less, when in reality, it's like,
it's not. It's not at all. But that's what everything, how everything conspired, how everything is put into our lives, or how we've seen things in our lives. That's we got to work twice as hard, which is sad, man.
It is. It really is, dude.
Man.
And I like these conversations because like the things that you were telling me, like it almost like makes me like want to help more. Not to say that I wasn't helping.
Like, it makes me want to go out there.
I'm telling you, that's why I was happy to see like certain people's protests, like people I thought I would never see protest. Our protesters, like we even brought out. I've seen people like what I see. They said they made a joke. They saw Batman, a guy in a Batman suit. We've had a Joker come out. They even said they saw people like these like secret groups that never came out for protest for anything. I came out and started protesting for black people. Like it's crazy. Like all these groups are trying to come together, but you're still gonna have those other people like oh, white lives matter or blue lives matter, all that type of stuff. Like no, this is not a time to be arguing that. Like this is a real issue that's going on in the world, not even the nation. I mean, obviously George Floyd started it, but this is a worldly thing that's going on, and it has been going on for years, countless years. Like, and it needs to be brought to attention. Like something needs to change. Like that's all it is to it. And just educate yourself on why we're doing this, on why you think, on why we're doing this, and why you think things need to change. That's all it is.
Yep.
You understand where people are coming from. Like you can't just look at it at face value and think, oh, these protests are BS or whatever.
They're not. Yeah,
like,
they're
even
not.
if you think that, I don't know, you're a white guy and you think like, oh, black people aren't going through anything bad. Like I'm not. You have to understand why these people feel this way. You can't just look at it and be like, oh, they're wrong.
Because people wouldn't be protesting just for the fuck of it.
Exactly. They're feeling something. You need to understand why they're feeling that way.
Yeah, no one's just gonna do shit just because they want.
Don't just think because he was a criminal he did something. Like no, like this is a whole human life. Like think about it as yourself. Like something like that would happen to you.
Yeah,
like you didn't die, but say like you had like a broken neck or something just from a cop putting your knee on you. Like come on now. Like just put yourself in that person's shoes. No matter how hard it might look, or think you can't even think about that, but still just think about the person and think about the family, man. Like you got to think about the family. Like he left back a daughter. George Floyd left back a daughter, and his daughter won't be able to get walked down by him down the aisle, see him graduate high school. Like this is like countless families, not even George Floyd. Like just countless families that have lost somebody important in their lives, and they can't even see this person grow. Like even if they're kids, they can't see their kids grow. Like that's sad. This daughter's growing up without a dad.
Yeah, George Floyd is almost just like the symbol. Like you say, George Floyd, it like encompasses everybody. Like George Floyd is just like
he was like
he's like the martyr. You know,
which
it's like
is sad.
Yeah,
but it's something need to be happening. But I mean, R.I.P. rest his soul. But something need to happen, and he was a wake up call for everybody.
And his daughter was saying that too. His daughter was like, "My dad's changed the world. Like my dad changed the world."
Which is sad. It should not be like that. It should not. As much as great as it is, that's sad. It should not be like that. There's something should have been happened by now.
Yeah,
it's sad, man.
Definitely.
Gosh,
dude. I mean, we killed 2 bottles of wine, bro.
I know. We still got a little of this one.
We killed 2 bottles of wine, dude.
Yeah, there's a little bit in that one still. I can drink that one too.
Oh actually. man. two bottles of wine we killed, dude. We still got the beer review, man.
I'm still feeling good, man.
Guess how long it's been?
How long is it?
Guess.
I'll say 2 hours.
Yeah, 2.5. 2:25.
I can keep going, man.
Yeah, I know, dude. And we've talked about a lot of like things that
talking, man.
I know.
I want to keep talking.
We've talked about a lot of like interesting things and things that should be known by everybody. Everybody should know.
Education.
Like, everybody should know. Whether you agree or not, just know about it.
Yeah.
Like understand and know about
why people are doing what they're doing. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Understand why they're doing it. That's all it is, really.
Exactly, dude. I don't know. You want to keep going or you want to?
We can keep going.
Yeah, man. Keep going.
I'm feeling good. Well, I mean, we can talk about something else. I want to talk about college. That's my man. That's
I know, dude. I know. College. We went through college together pretty good. I mean, from the jump, from the very beginning. And we made it out, man. We made it out alive.
Finally.
We're here, dude. Yeah.
Finally.
We're here, graduated, got
David's
the
going
diplomas.
through right now.
Got the diplomas. We're good, man. Like we're good. On paper, we look good.
Yeah.
On paper, I look better. I don't know. On paper, I might look better than you because of your Dionté
Alex,
name, huh?
No, Alex, bro, you a smart man.
Nah, man.
I was seeing you in class, like, man, this dude would be asking questions. I'd be like, what the? Bro? I'd be like, damn, this bro is smart. But no, Alex, you really did on some real stuff. You really did help me a lot.
I mean, you helped me too, dude. I mean, we helped each other, dude.
That's true. That's very true.
Like we made it to where we enjoyed our time there outside of class, outside of the study and everything.
Yeah.
Like we enjoyed our time. Even during class, sometimes we would
fuck around.
Yeah, we would. It's true, dude.
Still be learning, but not learning at the same time.
Yeah, it's true, dude. And we made it out, man. We made it alive. You know, we graduated and here we are, dude.
College educated. Finally, it took me 7 years, but we here now.
Yeah, but you skipped out a couple. Like,
I did.
A couple semesters you didn't go to, right?
Dropped out, but I didn't go for like 3 semesters.
Yeah, because of the money, dude. The money.
Money's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
That money's crazy.
Me and Julian, I think we talked about it a little bit with Julian too, where it was just like, dude, it's expensive, dude. It's a business too.
Business, money, man.
Yeah, it's
See,
a
look,
business,
we keep going back to the basics. We keep talking about it's all money.
Yeah.
Did you take any internships? Did you do
I haven't
anything
done
like
none
that?
of that. None of that, bro.
Me either.
I mean, I'm telling you this right now. This is like honest to God, like how I felt. In high school, like I said, we talked about this earlier, David. Like in high school, they teach you gotta go to college. You go to college, you get a good house, good job, good car, you get a wife and everything.
Mm-hmm.
American dream, right?
Exactly. That's it. The college is a part of the American dream.
Exactly.
Yep.
But as I experienced it, I was like going through the motions. I'm like, this is not what I want. Like generally, like this is like you said, he and you, I talk about this. It's stressful work.
It is
for something that I generally don't even want to do.
Yeah.
So, and now that I actually got this degree, I'm like, me getting my degree was literally just a warm up.
Yeah. Now
I'm at the starting line. Like now, what I need to do next? Like I need to go in this lane, that lane, this lane. And now I'm like literally like just going through right now, kind of a little stressed, just a little stressed. I'm like trying to figure out what I need to do next as far as progress in my life and figure out what will make me happy. Cause I'm all about happiness.
Yeah, right. That's it, dude. At the end of the day, regardless of how much money you have or how many your family or whatever, like at the end of the day, if you're happy, man, you win. Like if you're happy, you're winning.
You can be broke as hell, still be happy.
You're winning. Like you.
Yeah. What's called Love Yours by J. Cole. That's a great song that I follow a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great song.
Yeah, love what you have, dude. Exactly. Appreciate what you have. Like
money's paper. That don't mean shit. I mean, obviously you can get nice things, nice house, nice car, buy somebody that you love something nice. At the end of the day, everybody's gonna die. You can't take that stuff with you. Like it's all material. Like you got to realize what's important. It's just your loved ones around you. And that during this whole COVID shit, like that's what I learned. Like being around your loved ones, family. Like as I was getting older,
that's the main thing.
Yeah. Like even as I got older, when I turned 25 in April, I was just like, bro, what's really important is family. Like that's all it is, man. That's really what it is.
I mean, some people, they buying those kind of cars, buying those kind of things
makes them happy. It
makes them happy. Yeah, like dude, like, go ahead.
I did it myself. Let me splurge a little bit.
If you like doing that, if you like, that's
my
rocking
little
chains
thing.
And stuff, if you like buying nice cars, you can afford it, then go for it. If it makes you happy, then do it. But if you're doing it just to show off, or if you're doing it just to get a girl or whatever,
it's
like
not worth it.
That's not good for your like mental health. Like that's not good for you.
You're training your brain to get material things in order to get something to obtain yourself, and then you're never going to be satisfied.
Yeah, you got to be happy and satisfied within yourself.
Yeah, that's something I'm learning
and then
myself,
you can go ahead and do the things that you got to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Like college, dude. Man,
it drained me, man.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. College drained me.
I think of it as like everybody can get through college.
Yeah.
Like as long as you have the money, obviously, because that's a big factor of college.
Definitely.
But everybody can get through college.
Definitely.
But it's not for everybody.
Not
you know what I like? It's not for everybody, but everybody can get through it as long as you put through it. Some people are going to struggle more. Some people are going to be stressed out more. But I feel like for us, like we're two people that, college. We were
very
college,
we thought the exact same.
Yeah, like college definitely wasn't for either of us.
Didn't think, I was like, if I could have found another way to, not even
put yourself ahead.
I'm not even where I'm at, where I want to be at right now. But I'm just saying, if I could have did something else in those past 7 years and actually progress myself as a human being and be like, damn, I'm proud for the person I am right now, I would have definitely done it. I would have definitely chose a different route. But like I said, society puts in your head, like, you got to do this.
You got to go through college.
Like, you got to do this. Go to college. Go get that job.
Yeah.
Like, all this type of stuff.
Julian said it too. Julian was like, college is just like a separator. Like it separates you from people that didn't go to college.
Yeah.
Because some jobs they do require, you know, you
get the degree and whatnot.
You get the degree, exactly. So they won't even look at you, regardless if you're more skilled or more experienced. They won't even look at you if you don't have it.
Yeah.
So it is ingrained in society, like, you know, it's a part of it. And
Society's
me
a
and
big factor.
yeah, me and you were
big,
people that college
Very
really
light.
wasn't for
It wasn't for
us. Yeah, but we got through it.
I got through it.
We got
I don't know how I did. I'm telling you, I don't know how I did. I was pushing myself a lot.
I know, dude.
got
I remember
drained.
me and you, we would stay up all late too, dude, doing projects.
Doing project, a paper, anything like that. You'd help me on Spanish all the time.
Yeah, dude.
Especially Spanish, man. Spanish used to kick my ass.
And how's your Spanish then? How's your Spanish?
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that the other day.
See, that's what I'm saying though. You know, like even though you go through these Spanish courses, you go through these things. It's like,
does it really stick though? That's the real thing.
Did you really learn? Did you really like learn even a little tiny bit? Like
I
just
learned
to
a lot
get
this
by?
last semester than I did ever.
There you go.
Yeah,
See?
that's why I was talking. We was talking about the algorithm.
Yeah,
how they learn about us, like all social media sites.
Uh-huh.
Man, that's what I learned a lot. That's gonna stick with me because that's why I'm like, I always knew like, how the hell do they know what I'm thinking or like what I'm saying? But now I know because
they're always watching.
Yeah,
you.
they're watching.
They're always listening.
Big Brother.
Watching.
What's that called?
Big Brother.
Yeah, Big Brother. They're always watching, no matter what.
They are, dude.
Watching, man.
They are. They're always watching. And things like this, like we wouldn't even think about. Let's say, like when we're little or 10 years.
I think about
having
having fun.
Idea.
Yeah, having fun, being happy. I miss being a kid, man.
And now it's like, I know, dude. We used to talk about that all the time. It's like, man,
being a kid. It was being easy. You didn't know nothing. You was gullible.
Yeah, being a kid was easy, dude. All you cared about was
dude,
just
if
like
you're a
going
kid out there, bro, enjoy your years. Like I'm not
Stay
saying,
a kid, man.
but man,
Enjoy
you're
it.
gonna grow up.
Yes.
You're eventually it's gonna have
Growing
to
up
face.
sucks. It's a
But
trap.
man, dude, like just going to high, like worrying about, like even in high school, just worrying about,
High school
I don't
is
know,
dope.
hanging out with your friends or playing this video game or doing
do
this and that.
Enjoy the little moments. Just the little moments.
Yeah, exactly.
it
Even
hits
now,
little
dude.
moments.
Even now, drinking these 2 freaking bottles of wine, like I enjoy it.
Yeah,
like
that's
I enjoy
dope.
it.
This is our fun now.
Yeah, this is our fun. Exactly.
That's our fun
dude.
now.
This is our fun now, and we enjoy and having these kind of grown up conversations But at the same time, it's like, man, we know so much more.
Like we're so eye open
like,
to what's actually going on in this world.
This world is not
This
what we
world
thought
is
it
wicked,
was.
man.
Yeah, it really is.
Bro, I wanted to talk about this just a little bit, like the sex trafficking stuff.
Yeah,
I've been seeing about that stuff. It's ridiculous,
sad,
man. It's
bro.
scary, man.
And in Hollywood too, not just like
yeah,
like
man. I saw that too.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. What's the documentary that just came out on Netflix about
Epstein?
Yes,
Yeah.
bro. That shit is crazy.
Dude, Jeffrey Epstein, he had like everybody under his wing. Like he had all these power. Like his social circle was huge and filled with so much power, dude.
That's crazy.
And supposedly this guy kills himself after
He didn't kill
had,
himself. You know
I
for a
know,
fact.
And
dude.
the camera didn't work.
You know he didn't
and
kill himself.
He was
You
on
know he didn't kill
suicide
himself.
watch.
That's fucking
Yet
crazy. That's
he was
ridiculous.
given all this stuff.
No, he didn't kill himself.
Yeah,
Everyone knows he didn't
dude.
kill
There's
himself.
no way.
That's fucking crazy.
There's no way.
Bro,
and
yeah,
that's
I've seen some
as a
crazy
kid,
shit
it's like,
about
oh
that.
yeah, you just take the media's. You know, you're just like, okay, they said he killed himself. Okay,
Yeah.
But now it's like
As an
really,
adult,
like,
if you're an adult, if you see that shit, you know damn well what happened. He
Yeah,
didn't kill
you
himself.
know,
It was a setup. It was definitely a setup.
oh yeah, for sure. Like the
gosh,
camera
bro.
stops working, and this
yeah, okay.
this and this.
Coincidentally, the camera stopped working.
And he had so much dirt and so much blackmail on all these powerful people, and you think that he's not going to use it to get himself out of jail? Like,
he's like, man, all these people should be in jail with me. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I know this person, that famous person definitely was in there the other day with me. So nah, we going down together. Fuck that.
and you can go in a deep rabbit hole on Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of things. There's this guy.
I barely know the surface about it, but what I do,
I know
is just
it's even
fucking crazy.
even the surface level is crazy. But there's this guy. I think it was Eddie Bravo on Joe Rogan. What was he saying, Dave? He was saying something about like how
What was he saying about it?
It's like his. I think he had a girlfriend or a wife or something. They said that his girlfriend or wife was actually the main one. Like he was just
Main
like
one with what? Just
like
Manipulating women and
like
getting
the main,
women.
like the main power of it. Like she had more power than Jeffrey Epstein. It's just Epstein was like the one
face? Was he like the face of it?
exactly? Like, but you
It's
know,
like
he
the
still did
scapegoat
bad
type thing?
shit. Yeah, he still did bad shit, and he still obviously did horrible
yeah,
things.
but it was just the woman.
But it was like his girlfriend and his woman was the one with the actual power. And I guess this guy was Eddie Bravo. He was saying it that woman comes from a family that does that sort of shit.
So
that
she
does
just-
that sort of like
see,
blackmail and that
It's
sort
all
of
about
thing.
being how you're raised, man.
Yeah.
It's all about how you're being raised, man. That's
Yeah.
why some people shouldn't have kids, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they're going to inbred that.
Exactly.
It's going to continue generational. Like they're going to be taught after taught.
Yeah,
Like,
she comes from
it's
like
not
a
gonna stop.
lineage of people that do those
not gonna
sex
stop.
trafficking and they do
Hey,
that
they know it. Ins
sort
and
of
outs.
blackmail.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah, and
See,
you
this
can get
world's
deeper,
wicked,
even
man.
deeper and deeper into that sort of
This
thing,
world's
and you
wicked,
just
man. Like I
heard there was a picture. I don't know. The president of the United States at the time, Bill Clinton. I heard Epstein in his room, or I think in his office, he had a picture of Bill Clinton in like a dress, in like woman gear, and like a
yeah, what
woman's
the heck?
shit. I don't know. But obviously, like, what's he gonna do? Like, he's gonna control the president of the
can
United
blackmail him,
States,
yeah,
and be
blackmail
like,
him.
"Hey, bro, I got this picture of you in a dress.
You do something wrong, I'm
gonna release it."
Release this,
and
and
then
then
you're like,
can't do nothing. He lose credibility as a president, and then what happens next?
even that Clinton stuff it's so crazy. It's
What's
so
going
nuts.
on with Hillary Clinton?
I know.
There's something
There's
going on with
She
her.
has a body count. I heard that there was like
something going on with her with her
12
emails and stuff
officers
again.
who read her emails. Like 9 of them all died from suicide or some shit.
Okay.
I don't know. That Hillary Clinton stuff
I know.
and Clinton
I
in
barely
general
saw the
Yeah.
surface of it. I didn't
is
read into
crazy.
it. I didn't read into it, but there's like something going on with her. Like they're looking into her or something.
And
Yeah.
she's like, I don't know. I heard there's some video of her like killing a little girl, and
What?
that's why she deleted emails. And I don't know, like the Pizzagate. Have you heard of that stupid Pizzagate? I don't
Wasn't
know
that
if
back
that
in the
theory is
election
right.
when her and Trump were facing off, or was that
No,
recent?
I don't know if Trump or I don't know if Trump supported that theory. It was just like something about how there are these famous people who use like pizza terms, like, oh, let me get a large pizza with this and this and this. Yet they're talking about a little kid.
It's
They're
like
talking
code.
about-
It's like code. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like code. And there's this, I don't know. And I don't even
Man,
like.
it's crazy. These are the higher ups, man. Like these
Yeah.
are people that are in our government,
In
like,
power,
that's in
that
power,
have
and
the
they're doing
power.
all this stuff. Like I'm telling you, man, American government is like shady. You don't know what's
Oh,
going
yeah.
on over there. They're
Oh, yeah.
hella shady. They
And-
barely released stuff about the UFO stuff. What, like 2
Yeah,
months ago?
yeah.
And nobody even looked at it. Like they just brushed
Exactly.
over it. Everybody brushed over it because the COVID was going on. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, we don't care about that. Like COVID's going on right now. But like that's crazy. They literally confirmed there's UFOs.
Yeah.
Like, and
You
we're
won't
just-
watch that on the media though.
military
Yeah.
You won't
people
see
were
it.
like, dude, I can't explain that shit. Like I can't
that's
explain it.
Unidentified
Yeah.
object. Like,
Yeah, and it goes back to the Martin Luther King thing. Is like the government came out and it's on Wikipedia. I'm pretty sure if you
They
look up
said
the Martin Luther King
Wikipedia is not
assassination,
reliable, but no, this is like
yeah,
legit,
it's on Wikipedia and it's there's plenty of articles and stuff, but you're not gonna see it on the news. You're
At
not
all.
gonna see it. No one's gonna.
Media
People, most of America, most of people don't really know that that's true, and it is in fact
because you're taught
true.
in school.
Yeah.
Oh, he's assassinated. Then
Yeah.
he died.
Yeah.
No, he got killed by the U.S. government.
Yeah.
Like, y'all, tell the whole truth. Don't tell
Yeah.
me the little bit of truth. Like, I mean, that's not even the whole truth. He got assassinated. He got shot, lived, then got assassinated by the government.
It's like the government thinks that we're stupid, and maybe for however long. For 100, 200 years, like maybe we were kind of stupid and just
Yeah,
like taking
yeah.
the government's word. But now I feel like we're getting
we
smarter.
definitely
Now,
can't.
now
Definitely
the
can't.
generation that we're in, and the generation, like what are we, millennials, and then Gen
Yeah.
Z, like
After that,
we're
everybody's
both
getting smarter.
Yeah, we're both generations that don't
Everybody's
take
getting
everything
smarter.
for
We're not
face
taking that.
value.
Yeah, we don't
Like
take
we-
it how it is.
Yeah, you
Nobody
tell us,
believes in that American dream bullshit anymore. Like
exactly,
it's just like
exactly.
Like,
They tell us, what they want us to believe, and we look into it, and we're like, you know what?
Nah,
Yeah.
do my research. Nah, that don't
Yeah.
seem right. I mean, we question stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
Before they just be like, okay, yeah, we believe you. The government has our best interest at heart. No,
Yeah, and
no,
now
they
we know that
definitely
the government's full of shit. Well,
easily. Easily.
Yeah, they are full of shit. Not to say that every government official that our entire government is, but there's things that they do where it's like
there's things that they could be doing, but I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
they have all the Congress. What's else? They got
the House.
the
Yeah.
House. And then what's after the House? Isn't there
The Senate.
all
Senate,
that?
Supreme Court.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got to go through all of that just to pass like what a bill or a law or anything like
takes
that.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
The president can just be like, nope, don't want it, gone.
And then sometimes who can override that?
Override it's
override
Congress,
it.
but you
Yeah.
need overrides never happen.
Yeah.
Those overrides you need so much shit.
Crazy. We rely on
Yeah.
this government, man, to make all the decisions. Like, and we're over thinking we're living good because we're living free. Like,
Yeah, in
And
reality,
even,
it's like
even like a reform bill. Let's say you pass on face what gets reported to CNN, Fox, all this stuff is like there's a reform bill for police.
Yeah.
Yet you don't know what's actually in the bill. There's like I don't know. There's so many secret stuff in bills that nobody pays
actually looks
attention
at it.
to.
It's kind of like the fine print thing. You don't read the
Yeah,
whole
right.
thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Going
You
back
just
to
get
stuff
the
we keep
headline.
talking
You just
about.
see the title, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, well, that's
Be
it.
like, nah, we shouldn't have passed that. I don't care about that.
Yeah. Yep, and then you look into it and you're like, wait, they should have passed it. Why didn't they? Or like, oh, like they passed this? What the hell? Like this is actually
nothing
like
that
this
benefits me. Like, why did you pass this?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
And
man.
when we're thankful for the internet, I guess the internet definitely helps that out, and we're able to look into things and figure things out and kind of make our own opinion and not take the media, what they say, not take the government.
They create the narrative though.
Yeah. We're more looking to that, and it's probably the internet. I'm sure definitely has helped us because in previous generations, obviously the internet didn't exist
at all,
so they didn't have that sort of like
very helpful.
Yeah, not sort of that like, but they had books, but books. I don't really read books either, but I don't blame.
I'm glad we ain't got to read books.
Yeah, man, I know, dude.
I remember hearing about people in college, like the old professors, they was talking about, we had to read books. Well, you can just go on the internet and look at whatever book you need.
Shout out Quizlet.
Yeah, Quizlet.
Yeah, shout out to Quizlet.
Spark Notes. Yeah, helped you a lot. Helped me a lot.
It really did.
And in college, man.
It really did, man. It really did. Dude, I mean, we ran through 2 bottles of wine. We got a good conversation, man.
All right, man.
All good things have to come to an end.
I know.
Let's do this beer review.
I know. Yeah, we gotta get this beer review in. So
my fault. I know I can talk forever.
No, dude. I love it, man. I love it. I love it, dude.
Great.
I love it. I mean, we could keep going. I don't know, man. It's
up to you. You the host. Whatever you say goes.
I don't know, man. Everybody good? You guys good?
Yeah, I think
let's get this beer.
All right.
Yeah, let's get this beer going.
Let's do it. So today we got I think this guy Dionté here.
Guayabera, Citra,
what is it?
pale ale.
Dionté says that he drinks beer now, but ever since I've known this guy, he really
like beer at first.
He really isn't a beer drinker. So I got him a specialty beer here. I got him a beer that I think he may like. It still kind of tastes like a little bit of beer, but it has like a citrus flavor here.
Okay.
I'll pour out the cups here.
Tell us the truth though. The reason why we used to let our guests pick out the beer.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Alex had a good idea in saying that let's not let the guests pick out the beer.
Surprise them. Yeah, that's
so
a good
exactly.
idea.
So you tell us what you think after. Don't listen to us. Like if I say, "Ooh, this is pretty good," don't be afraid to be like, "This is shit." Like this tastes like garbage, in my opinion. Because everything is. I keep fucking it up. Subjective, right? Subjective, objective.
Yeah. Subjective is like opinion, and objective is the truth.
Because we crap on a beer, and then we look at a website and it has a really good score. It's like a Rotten Tomatoes for beer, and they're really good scores. Yet I thought it was terrible.
Be like that. You got to make your own opinion. That's something I'm still learning today. Don't listen to somebody else's opinion and create your own. I'm still learning that sadly today. Like I'd be listening to other people's opinion and be like, okay, you know what? If they don't like this, maybe I won't like it.
Yeah. You gotta,
similarity.
And you have to like be true to yourself. Like we keep saying, it's like, you know what? If they like it and I don't like it, I gotta be straight up with myself and be like, you know what? I don't like it. Not to try to follow you or just to be yourself, dude. Just say what say what you really mean. Say what you think. Say what you mean.
That's what other people are thinking.
Yeah, and be open and be open-minded about what other people have to say back to you. Don't say that, oh, I'm right, you're wrong, and that's it. No, like there's more to it than that. But so today we got Guayabera
Cigar City
Citra
Brewing.
Pale Ale. It is brewed by Cigar City Brewing, located in Tampa, Florida. Alcohol percentage is 5.5. IBU is 50. Again, I don't really know what IBU means.
I don't know what that means either.
International Bitterness Unit. I just know the acronym for it, but I don't really know what the bitterness even is. But the brewing company describes the beer as a bright berry, lime leaf, and tangerine aromas and flavors imparted by our exclusive use of Citra hops are deftly balanced by an assertive bitterness and moderate breadiness. Right, yeah.
It smells fantastic, bro.
Infinitely quaffable, but worthy of careful consideration. I don't know what that means.
What's quaffable? I think quaffable is something to do with smell, like to quaff something or waff.
It sounds like a dirty word.
I think is like that science term.
Cheers. Salud. There it is, man. Let's fucking take this.
It smells really good. I think it smells better than it tastes.
I feel like it's just a little.
Has like a little.
It's like I don't know.
I got a tart taste from it.
Yeah, it almost tastes like an IPA a little bit, but it's not an IPA.
It does.
It's not.
It smells like when I smelled it. I smelled like an IPA. I didn't really smell any of the citrus. I kind of did.
Guayabera Citra Pale Ale.
Hey, it's cool to me though.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty good. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't really taste the citrus. I just taste like IPA.
I taste citrus. Something.
Citrus is definitely there.
Yeah, you taste it?
I definitely taste citrus.
You do?
I still got the wine in my mouth, so it's kind of like mixing with it.
Yeah, maybe it's like, we didn't
mixing it
clear
a
the
little
palate.
bit,
Yeah, we didn't clear the
Should drink
palate
some
a little
water or
bit.
something to clear it out a little bit, but I still
Yeah,
taste
I
it. But
feel
I mean,
you.
I'm cool with it.
It's pretty
I like
good. I like this. I
Scale of 1 to
actually
10.
like it. It's, I don't know. It does, like what you said, it kind of feels like an IPA. It almost smells like an IPA.
Yeah.
But it's not as bitter or it's not as strong as an IPA.
Okay, educate me, guys. What does IPA mean?
IPA is an Indian Pale Ale. It's essentially like the similar taste to what that beer tastes like, but it's a little bit more like bitterness and stronger. Like IPA is generally like a more stronger beer than like a Bud Light or like a Dos Equis or like a Corona. It's like
Those
a stronger.
Are like, what are they called? Lagers or
yeah, or Pilsner. Okay. Yeah, so this is more like a stronger, kind of more hoppy. Like you can taste kind of like the hops or like the plant or whatever that they use.
I definitely taste that.
So that's essentially what it is. And I like IPAs. I like IPAs a lot. That's like this is my go-to beer is an IPA. Like I'll do an IPA, but this one,
I like this.
It's not it's a CPA, I guess, is a Citra Pale Ale, and the other one's an Indian Pale Ale. But yeah, I do like it.
Scale of 1 to 10. I want to hear somebody say scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
Me,
scale of 1 to 10.
I mean,
because you're coming from a person who doesn't regularly drink beer or even IPAs, let alone just beer in general. Just
if I didn't
IPAs.
like the taste, I would definitely give it a 3. But like I said, now that I can contain alcohol
a little bit.
I
drink beer
before,
a little
so
bit.
I have the acquired taste. I'd say it's like a 7, 6.
Oh, really?
Okay. Those two.
Okay, what do you got? Give me
I prefer Dos Equis. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay,
you
prefer Dos Equis. Okay.
Yeah, I like a Dos Equis, but I give it a 7 or 6. So we'll say 6.5.
6.5. All right, we'll give it 6.5. I do like it. It looks really pretty. A lot of foam. It's like a lighter look to it because IPAs are usually a little bit darker. It almost does look like a light beer. But I do like the taste of it. Again, we go back to IPAs, and I tried to pick one that's not an IPA, even though this one kind of tastes like an IPA.
Yeah, I like it though, as long as you're surprised. Like how David described it to me earlier, I like that. Yeah, do surprises.
Yeah, just something. Yeah, and I picked this beer. I was like, you know what? Hopefully that citrus goes in, and hopefully, because I was like, I want something that tastes like beer. Yeah. Because I know if it's like fruity or like a sour beer, like you'll like it.
Shit,
You'll like it. You'll like it. I was like, I want something that actually tastes like beer, but also gives that sort of like citrusy like balance to it.
That's a perfect explanation of what this is. It tastes like beer with like a hint of something, like a hint of orange.
You definitely taste it. Yeah, I taste that citrus. That citrus, I taste
this
it.
Flavor is like what I was kind of going for and hoping that, you would taste too, or you would be able to.
The flavor's there. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, the flavor's definitely there.
Yeah,
I could keep drinking this. This is one of the better ones.
Don't worry, I'm gonna finish it off.
I like it. I like it, dude. I mean,
what's your score?
I think I'll go with a 7. I'm gonna go with a 7. Yeah, okay. I'll go with a 7. I do like it. I've definitely had better beers. Like the thing with this is it just tastes like an IPA. Like if you're gonna tell me it's not an IPA,
switch it up a little bit,
and it is an IPA. Yeah, switch it up a little bit. It just tastes.
Should be switched up a little.
Yeah,
bit.
It tastes like an IPA. It's not as strong. It's 5.5%. Most IPAs are like 6 and above, but 5.5 is still respectable. I think a Dos Equis is like 4.5% alcohol, so it's stronger. It definitely gives off that beer flavor, and it looks pretty. But I'd still go with the 7 just because I feel like it almost like is an IPA in disguise, Yeah. If you're an IPA, then tell me you're an IPA. And I guess that's not really a knock on the taste of it. It's more like the branding. But I still taste good. Even if it was just the taste, I think I would still give it a 7. I do like other IPAs and other beers more than this, but it's still a good beer. I like it a lot. I enjoy it.
It's a cool little can though.
Yeah, I know the can's very cool. I like the can. It's got like like goats and like a t-shirt or something. Yeah, peacocks and stuff. Yeah. It's a nice beer. I like it. I might buy it again. But there's definitely other and in my opinion, there's definitely other beers that I would choose over this, but it's not bad.
Reading the description, when you said the description, what did it say? It was like berry, lime leaf, tangerine.
It gives a lot of like
bready,
makes you want to think like this is something unique. This is something exotic.
Yeah, exactly. It does look exotic.
So when he said that,
he was excited, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I was kind of like, whoa. It just tastes like a regular, I don't know what, like it tastes like a regular IPA with exactly what it says, like a citrus IPA is what it tastes like. There's nothing special. Maybe it's just because the brewery wants to separate themselves and make it seem like their beer is special and
yeah,
unique
top
and
notch,
individual
top
compared to the rest.
It's not as bitter as an IPA.
Yeah,
I guess I'll
it's
say.
not.
That's the one thing that kind of makes me not.
But it's good.
Go all
it's
the way
really
and
good.
say that
I
it is
actually
an
like
IPA.
it. I could keep drinking this.
Dick,
for
what do you give
sure.
it? What's the
Yeah,
rating?
what do
I gotta hear the
we
rating,
got
David.
over here?
Let's get it. What's the rating?
I think I'm gonna go lower. You said a 7.
I said,
you said
yeah,
a
it's like a
7.5.
6
You said a
and
7.
yeah.
I kind of wanted to say like a 6 at first.
Uh-huh.
I don't really know why, to be honest. I don't remember what I gave the other beers. I think I gave lower scores to the beers I definitely did not like. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go 6. Like it's not that.
That's ideal.
We're all kind of around the same. Yeah, we're all kind of around the same.
Beer, so I mean, that's how you know.
We're all kind of
It's
around the
good.
same.
I won't have problem like drinking it all night or anything. There's nothing, no beef with that, bro.
Yeah, it's a weird name. Guayabera. Guayabera. Guayabera Citra Pale Ale. And I did enjoy it. I like it, dude. I don't know. I just feel like there's just more beers that taste like that taste even better, you know, that are like the same type of beer that taste better than this. But I do like it. I'm not to say that I'm disappointed in the beer that I chose for you. I think I you know, it could have been a better beer, but I feel like I chose a good beer for you to you know, sip on and to try here.
I appreciate it, boss.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
yeah. Just I don't know, you know, but I did like it. So I gave it a 7. Dionté gave it a 6.5, and Dave gave it a 6. So yeah, we are all around
all in
the same ballpark, dude. Yeah, we'll definitely finish this, man. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, it was a good talk.
Yeah.
I definitely want to come back.
Yeah, I know, dude. We're definitely gonna have you back,
Go ahead
man.
and bring me back, man.
Yeah, we're repping the ugly shirt. So shout out to
DeAndre Johnson. That's my brother.
Shout out to DeAndre. Yep.
That's my brother,
Check
bro.
this out. Yep. You gotta
Shout out to
love
you,
you.
man.
Nice branding.
Proud of you, man.
Yeah, dude. Definitely. I mean, you're doing your thing. Yep. Do your thing, man. Appreciate the love and yeah, man. I mean, anything else you guys want to say or got on your mind?
Nah, I just appreciate you guys having me on.
Of course, dude. We thank you
for coming, dude.
Yeah, thank you, dude. Yeah, it's been I don't think, like I said, I think the first thing I saw you, the first thing I said when I saw you is like, I don't think I met this dread Dionté.
Yeah, this is my braids.
I don't think I've met this one yet, but
these are my braids. I mean, yeah, I got tattoos now.
Yeah,
got
yeah.
My ears pierced. I mean, I don't know when's the last time you seen me, but
still the same goofy ass kid, though. Still the same goofy kid.
I got tattoos and the piercings, and I got longer hair, but other than that, I'm still the same kid.
Yeah, still the same goo. But yeah, dude, thank you.
Now that's it.
Thank you. Yeah, Dionté Williams, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Thanks for the wine, of course, man. We killed both those bottles, dude.
Got to.
We killed them, man.
It's good. I mean, it tastes like grape juice with sparkling.
Stella Rosa. Yeah, I really like it. Semi-sweet wine. Both the black and the red were both really good. The original is really good too.
Really good. The original is amazing.
But yeah, dude. I mean, we're coming up on 3 hours, dude.
Good, man. Let's cut this off.
Yeah, man.
Good. I'll keep talking, but let's cut this off.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it again, dude.
Appreciate you guys too, man. I'll be back.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys.
Yeah, I'd love to come back.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys later, man. So peace.